have a couple
Look,
different.
yeah,
Like, why do you have more than one shirt?
Well, the chat's right there too.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, but most shirts don't cost
I don't have an
$600.
admin badge.
Well, it's
Cost
because
how much?
you
Depends
don't
what
deserve
shirt you
one
buy.
yet.
I spent
They said
all
20. I
of
was
the
like,
pre-show
yeah,
telling people
wait.
we weren't doing the show.
So you're no wonder you don't have an admin badge.
Yeah.
You're a liar.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Oh, yeah, I got
That's the
one.
best part of chatting on the internet.
Michael
How do
has
I have one and you don't?
No idea.
Larry
This is
has
literally
one.
Now I
like
don't know. Do I have
going to the.
Whatever.
Hey,
Go
by the way,
chat.
this is off topic. We're talking about the
Surely I
first
don't.
member chat. You can hop in right now live
Yep.
and chat, and we can see it over there. But staff members have a little staff icon next
like
to their
little
name.
teeth.
So
Or a
Jeremy
little-
was
is
in
it a
there.
rooster or
Maybe
is
the
it teeth?
rooster.
There's
I
a
think the
rooster
teeth
is the
are
staff
added.
icon, but
Yeah.
then there's like a blue one which is like admin
So
icon.
Jeremy was chatting in there. I got in. I'm like, hey, I have two. Why
Yeah.
do I have two?
And then Alfredo's in there and we're like, what the fuck?
Don't take it away from me if I shouldn't have it.
What-
You
how many-
leave it there.
What, there's so many different stars.
Which one are you, Ryan?
I don't know.
Did you type
I
something?
had I had
haven't
the
gotten in there
teeth
yet. Where do I go on the?
and the rooster.
Click on
Wow,
the whole
incredible
page,
stuff.
and then
I've
scroll
been
down.
really hitting up that chat on the
There,
AHTV.
off topic. All right, let's
You've
see.
been living in there. What episode?
AHTV, man.
Hey, by the way, this is off topic.
Oh, wait.
Episode number 124. Thanks for joining this momentous, very special episode. We've got Jeremy, we got Matt, we got Jack, and Ryan.
Hello.
Maybe there'll be some more later. We don't know. I'm your host, Michael, and we've got some lovely sponsors today: Casper Mattress and Movement.
It's so nice. That was so
There we
pleasant.
go.
Yeah.
No, I got the.
No, Ryan's got the admin one too.
Yeah.
All I said was, "Am I more special than Jack?"
Yeah, and it turns out
Ryan?
you are. The chat
Yeah.
says yes. Wow, there's really it's really zoomed in.
Ryan is
It
a
is.
jerk.
Yeah.
I like
more
stopped on that
comments.
one for a second and then kept
A
going.
lot of no's, a lot of yeses. We don't need to acknowledge all of them.
That's the perk of being a first member is you get to harass
Hey guys,
us
you know what we're doing after
directly.
this too?
What are we doing after this too?
We're gonna play GoldenEye. I'm excited.
Oh.
We are. It's our next
And then we got a stream.
video.
Yeah, we got a
And we
Ubisoft
got-
stream
yeah.
too.
Let's play
So-
Present stream.
Let's play.
This is the
Presents.
crew.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Pretty
we're gonna be
much.
playing.
Yeah, the four of us.
You're playing, right, Matt? You seem confused.
I wasn't sure. I thought Jeff might be taking that spot.
Okay.
but-
I don't know.
No.
I was like, this is the
He might-
crew,
he
and
might
Matt
not
was
be.
like,
Yeah, so
It wasn't confirmed to me.
we're playing.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We're playing Ghost Recon Wildlands today over on the Ubisoft channel. So if you are a first
game.
member watching this live,
Slappers only
feel free to
play
tune in
Goldeneye.
about 4 o'clock today.
we already have talked about slappers
Central.
only. Calm down. It'll probably happen. Yeah. No, let me get started, Jeremy.
Whoa, slow
Calm
down.
down, Michael.
All right, so Michael, what is that? Michael,
What'd you say?
All right, hold
holding,
on, let me smell it.
he's holding.
That doesn't look bad to me.
Green
No,
slime.
it's bad.
Is it?
All right,
What's in
hang
it?
on. Do you want to smell it
Oh,
first
just
or
smell
hear
it.
what's okay?
Yeah,
This is Ryan just to smell.
I
it.
just-
Let me take a whiff too.
Okay.
Dude,
Look at that
it's
ass.
fucking-
That plant's got a great ass.
One's got a great ass. Smell that.
Yeah, good.
It's not.
All right,
good.
hang on. I gotta get a
It
whiff.
smells awful.
Yeah, it smells green. It smells very
It
green.
smells very green. I feel.
See,
I assume
green, I
it's
feel like
moving
it's
down,
not a
coming
bad
back.
smell. It's a
This is
bad
definitely
smell.
not-
That's
that's
poison
like
to
poison.
Matt. Yeah, you would die if you drank
That's like
that.
laying-
That
It's
is
like
not.
rotting fruit.
That's not heinous.
Then you must
Yeah,
like
it's-
some of that shit
there's
because it's
something
heinous
heinous.
to me.
It's I could drink
Oh,
that.
it's there's
What
a
is the
smell there.
dominant smell there?
The dominant smell.
Bad.
It's,
that-
it's probably one of the
it's
main
kinda like-
ingredients on the front of
All
the
right.
bottle.
What the closest thing I can
gonna kill me, Michael.
describe
You're
that as is if you've ever been into like a horse stable and gotten too close to the shit.
no, not
That's
at all.
That's like
Not at all.
reprocessed vegetation.
I agree with
Oh, I'm sorry, you're gonna drink that.
Yeah, no, I am.
It must be the spinach, right?
Or the
that
kale.
must be.
Spinach or celery or something.
See,
like
okay,
Nah,
so this,
celery
so
doesn't
this
have
one,
that
this is
smell
my
to
this is
it.
my lunch
Celery doesn't
today.
smell bad.
Celery
Mixed
doesn't
with all
smell like
that
anything.
other
Celery is
stuff,
just
though,
is solid water
This-
that
It
isn't
is, yeah.
ice. Yeah.
This juice has a Melanchi as pineapple, fine with that. Spinach, great.
Yeah.
Orange, cool. Celery, kale, and chard.
Which
I feel
Chard.
like
if you put all that in a
it chard?
blender,
I
would
don't
not
know.
smell like that.
I feel like they definitely weighted
Well,
it very
yes,
light on the
yes.
pineapple
The
and
thing
orange.
is,
Yeah.
the ingredients do not tell the tale of how much.
The
for
pineapple
sure.
and orange are there to lie to you.
Yeah,
You'd
no,
be like,
no,
I
it's
can
a
make
lot.
it through.
Well, see, the way it works, so I've got
You
4
latch
days
onto
worth
it?
of juice, right? I've decided to give up food for 4 days.
Why?
Why not? I don't know.
Okay.
It's really just why not. I've been thinking about it for a while. You know, I've been working out for a couple of years. I feel better doing that. I've had like cut out all soda and stuff for a while, like
That's
on and
always
off.
good.
feel great doing that, and I've always wondered, just like, I don't know, like would I feel better?
What if you
Would it make me
stop
feel
eating
better?
it?
You know what I mean?
What if I just got off the spoon thing
someone-
altogether?
I eat a lot of shit. I eat a lot of garbage. Trust me, I eat a lot of goo inside me.
Someone in the chat pointed out that that's the stuff that Tony Stark drinks in Iron Man 2.
That's my
supply.
post. That's what I'm eating from today until Monday.
You look like you're ready for the apocalypse.
Allegedly. The thing is,
What's that orange one in the fourth column?
don't know.
Orange.
Oh, that's just a little bit
See,
of
the
char,
thing, the
but
thing
mostly
about it
fine.
is, which is actually pretty cool. There's like a couple different. I did like a service, a package, you know, because I didn't want to go fucking
To
buy it all
service
myself
to
and all that.
humanity.
Shit. Yeah, it was a service to humanity and to myself. So you got a couple different options of when you pick it. Like this is also the less gross option. There's one with
it?
less fruit, more veggies, and it says right on it like. If you're not used to drinking veggie juice, don't pick this. It like basically says that.
That's awesome.
So
You're good friends with your toilet?
so,
You're gonna be.
Yeah. So I got the more fruity one, but as it turns out, it's really only the in-betweens. Like
Yeah.
you've got 5 meals a day. You have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then 2, like one in between breakfast and lunch, one in between lunch and dinner.
So much juice.
The one in between lunch and dinner, they're delicious.
Yeah.
The snack ones, I had one. I just finished my second one. It was like mostly carrot juice. Was like, this is tasty. All kinds of
Refreshing.
the meat of it, the meals, fucking awful. The one I had this morning, same thing. It was a couple different things, but it had beat in it. It was 90%.
It was a ground up thing of beets and
It was like,
sausage.
I don't want to live a life where the tastiest thing I eat all day is like ground up carrots.
yes. I mean,
That's not the life I
never
want.
live that life, man.
But
Don't
Matt,
worry, I'll be out sooner, but
think
I
about
won't have to deal with that.
think about day 5 when you get that Big Mac. And it's like you're going in clean, you know, and you just like enjoy it. It's like after you have a soda for not having a soda for like 2 weeks, you're like, ooh, that's
Yeah,
strong.
I'll hit you.
This is the first regular Coke I've had. Like I had a Diet Coke the other day, and that was the first soda I had in like months. And then this is the first regular Coke I've had in like half a year.
It's powerful,
Dude,
right?
I did
It's sugary.
You're
It's
like,
so
oh.
sweet.
Assume my blood volume would drop if I stopped drinking it.
It would probably be dangerous.
I can confirm that to you because I
Yeah?
hard quit soda for a day to try and do it.
That's not hard quitting. That's just
Wow.
you didn't bother getting a soda that
It
much.
was
All
like
that means is you ran out of soda.
I told you.
It's 10 p.m.
I hard
and I drank
quit.
my last Coke.
Drinking soda for that one day.
Look, I told you guys I'm trying to drink more water and be a little bit healthier
Yeah, okay.
to stay alive for like another week.
And it helps.
Says the guy with a
Push it
Coke
out.
in front of him right now.
Yeah, but I mean,
Coke and
there's
tequila.
alcohol in there.
Yeah, there's
anyway,
tequila
No,
in
it's
that.
just a mixer. It's fine.
yeah. It tastes great. Anyway,
Don't think it does.
after like a day or two, I started getting headaches, and it's just I couldn't do it.
Well, did you
I know
have any other
I'm
caffeine?
detoxing.
Yeah, no, that happens.
It's
That,
just
like,
caffeine.
yeah, when
Caffeine
you
addiction, yeah.
quit taking caffeine, your brain's like, I need caffeine right
Yeah.
now.
Ooh,
And
that was the
so I
first
just
step.
decided to deal with it. I'm not.
it's honestly not as bad as
It
smells.
doesn't.
through,
It
okay.
didn't smell
I'll
awful
be
to me.
honest.
I bet it tastes pretty
Here's the
good.
other thing too. I have no allegiance to this. There's no sponsor. There's no like. It's good. If it
Yeah.
sucks, it sucks. You know. Also, if tomorrow I'm like I'm hungry, I'm just gonna fucking
Yeah.
eat
So
food.
the only allegiance you have is the money
It's
you
the money.
spent on it.
I'd like to make it like 3 days out of the 4.
Yeah.
We'll see. Whatever.
Well,
And
if you
so-
make it to 3,
but
at that
mainly-
point, you're over the hump and just like finish it off.
That's what the like from reading it. Basically, 3 days is like the minimum to actually do anything.
Okay.
For you to feel anything,
You're
of
gonna
like
shit
I
out
got all
your
my-
toxins.
You gotta shit out all your
Yeah.
shit inside you. All my Big Macs and my quesadillas and my cheesy gordita crunches. And they're all piled up in there.
So it's
So
basically-
this is one of the things that's like it's going to clean out your colon or whatever. It's
I
like
guess.
flush out all the residual.
I feel like,
shit.
I feel like this so much isn't cleaning it out. I'm just letting my body do the work while I'm staying alive with something that isn't Big Macs.
Yeah.
That's all I'm doing.
All right.
What color would you say your urine's going to be?
I
at
have
the
no
end of
idea.
this?
I have no idea. So far today, it's already like up to clear,
Okay.
but I still have plenty
That
of
clear
shit
urine's the
inside
best
me.
feeling in
It's
the
a
world.
great
Like
thing.
I
will-
am fucking hydrated.
I will say
yeah.
that's been one nice thing about drinking water. I'm
yeah,
like,
the
that's
clear
great.
urine.
You get
Yeah.
clear
Yeah.
urine. It's like when you put
The
the
toilet's
pH
like
thing
Bear
in
Grylls
the
would be
pool
proud.
and it's perfect.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you're like,
Well, so with that, are you supposed to drink water still on
yeah,
top
you're
of
supposed to
that?
drink
God,
at
dilute it.
least 128 ounces a day,
Okay.
which is quite a lot. It's like that's
So
probably what 30.
this is 32 ounces right here.
Yeah, so
That's
it's like 4 of
yeah.
those.
So yeah, which is about right because that's.
I mean, I drink plenty
You
of
can
water.
drink a ton of
That
water.
sounds
I love
less like a
water.
diet and more like a
128. Isn't
Yeah.
that? 120 ounces, is that a gallon? I think that's exactly
think
a
it might
gallon.
be a gallon.
Yeah, which is what you're supposed to drink a gallon of water a day anyway. So
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Most people do not.
Four
Most
of these
people
a
do
day.
not. I
Most people don't even
I
come
drink
close.
like maybe
Yeah.
one and a half of these a day, and I consider that like a drastic improvement.
Yeah,
really?
no, I mean
Yeah.
for you, yes.
It
Yes, it
absolutely
is.
It
was.
is an
'Cause, like,
improvement.
I used to
Kid.
drink like 18 of these, not 18, but like 6.
Who is so thirsty in living in our environment inside in a nice air conditioned life that they need 4 of
In
those?
our environment,
Yeah.
no. But like when I
Yeah.
worked putting up tents for
Right.
events and stuff
Sweating.
like that,
That makes sense.
I had the gallon of water. I drink the whole thing and refill. it and
Absolutely
drink it
makes
again.
sense. Indoors, in
Not
the air
really.
conditioning.
No, I mean
I'm
indoors.
not losing water that fast.
No,
Indoors in air conditioning, my hands still sweat.
That's true.
When I'm playing video games.
I find
It's like,
myself-
oh, I gotta.
I don't know if it-
Michael's like,
I gotta replenish.
Got him. I'm parched.
I gotta replenish.
Oh, man.
We just put a little trough underneath the controller and just collect
Yeah.
I mean, you're,
Oh.
thirsty,
It's like a
you're thirsty
Foreman
enough for like
grill
8
truck.
Diet Cokes a day.
This isn't about thirst.
I'm convinced if you
Hey.
ate Mentos, you'd explode.
Asexual Gavin. I'm
Possible.
assuming she was referring to Matt. Any progress is progress.
That's true.
That's true. I don't.
See,
feel-
I have this big ass bottle because I'll just find myself like if it's in my hand, I'll start drinking it, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's
Yeah.
empty, and I'll
That
just
makes
refill
sense.
it. I'm like, all right,
Yep,
so I'll go through
100%.
like 4 or 5 of these a day, no
I
problem.
find myself as like a human, I automatically pace whatever I'm drinking. So if I have like a smaller cup, I'll pace it so I
Yeah.
don't immediately run out. But if I have a giant thing like that, I'll just drink more.
Yeah.
See,
Like beer. That's exactly how this show works with
Yeah.
beer. It never runs out, so
Yeah.
there's never a reason to pace yourself.
Well, that's
Oh,
the
I
thing.
could drink beer.
You could.
I went looking around for what alcohol I wanted to drink, and we have beer.
Have you forgotten that?
Yeah, I haven't had
Maybe-
beer.
He's been
maybe-
hitting the liquor so
Yeah,
hard.
so-
he's gonna do his own cleanse.
Jeremy's improvement is going to beer.
He's gonna have a
No,
beer
that's not an
cleanse.
improvement at all.
Well,
I have the
not
thing,
for your
Glass
gut.
of bread.
Not for your gut, but
Who the hell is
maybe
that?
for your own.
I have the thing where like
Who's
if I-
lazy 96?
Yeah, Lazy
That's what you were just gonna ask.
9669. There's someone with like an admin badge and a staff badge named Lazy 9669.
Hey,
Is that
Who
one of
are
you
you?
guys?
That's the worst account
are
name
you?
ever.
No,
on
that's
the
not
site.
a
You
broadcast
are
person.
Who are you? Who are you?
Huh?
Who are you?
Who hacked it? Are you? We got hackers. Is Angelina Jolie naked?
we really need slow mode.
You
making
figure you
hackers?
work here, you could get an actual name. Yes, Angelina
she
Jolie.
was.
She was Acid Burn.
No, I mean I said was she naked?
Greg.
Oh no, she was
in it.
Acid.
Who's Greg?
Don't answer my question.
Oh, which Greg?
Questions don't always need
Which
answers,
Greg?
Michael.
Which Greg are you?
Greg works here.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, we'll never
We
find
probably
out
have
who
a
that is.
Yeah.
Greg.
Lazy is Jack's pirate name.
That is.
Yep.
That was my original pirate name.
That was
Lazy
right.
Jack.
Steffi said,
I was the
Jack,
only
post
one
something so I can see your badges.
Well, he just got
It's just
one.
gonna
probably
be.
just got
It's just gonna be
taken
the
away.
rooster.
Let's
Yeah,
just
man,
make
you've been
sure
upgraded.
whoever has
Nope,
two,
still one.
whoever
Let's
has
make sure
two,
we
just
don't
leave them
upgrade
with
them.
two.
Yeah.
Whoever's got one,
Everyone
just
just
leave them at one.
stay.
Give Jeremy a
There's
second
a
one.
system somewhere here, and
What
it's
is it with
working
me not
fine.
being able to get blue badges on like my social media and stuff like that? I
Yeah,
just
no
can't
verified.
Can't get
Game,
that.
you know.
All right.
By the
Yeah.
way,
I don't got one of those either.
if
Yeah.
anybody out
And we'll
there,
never get one now.
No.
Anybody out there
They're gone
uh,
It's
forever.
broken.
It's gone now.
knows anybody? I'm still waiting for my egg. Hasn't gotten
Shut up.
here yet.
You're not getting an egg.
If I
The
just
eggs
get,
are done.
you see one of those like
eggs are
cool
over.
like
What the
Spyro
hell
eggs?
are these eggs?
It's
They're
all
What the hell are these eggs? Are things that Michael doesn't care
all
about. other
the
than the fact that
popular
I know.
Spyro
know
people
that,
are getting
yeah.
eggs, so I don't know why I haven't gotten mine
That's
yet.
true. When I
I
think
wanted to show it
Spyro-
to Jeremy. I put it right on my desk next to Jeremy's desk so he could see it
Yeah.
and look at it whenever he wanted. I have the spot picked out for
I mean,
it.
is
But
it
Michael,
coming from
what you need to
Microsoft?
do-
That would make sense then.
What you can do is
It's not from Microsoft.
But when you
so I
get
might
one,
get
It's
it.
from Spyro.
Michael, when you get one, you got to take a black Sharpie and write your name on
Oh,
it,
yeah,
so
yeah.
that way
Wait,
he
nothing
knows that
happens
it's
to it.
yours, and
Yeah.
you know don't want to get it confused.
I just
with
want
anybody
an
else.
egg.
So what we're talking about is
Spyro egg, man.
about a week before the Reignited trilogy was announced for Spyro, Activision started sending out these eggs to people, mostly. Oh,
You barely touched it.
yeah.
Hey, to be fair, it was part of the
Chug, chug,
You're
chug.
supposed to sip it and enjoy it.
Oh yeah,
Chug,
enjoy
chug,
it.
chug, chug.
Good luck. But
How
they,
luck?
they
Fuck
sent
no,
about
this
some.
would all come back up.
They
No
sent them
way.
mostly journalists because I think they wanted them to tweet about it and
You wanna
people
see
would
if the
make
No has
stories
one?
about it. What?
You want to see if
I
the
don't
No
think
has
they
one?
did get one.
No, the No didn't get one. I don't
Okay.
think.
They didn't post it.
You know who
They
did
did,
get
it's
one is
secret.
Boogie, who's coming to RTX.
really?
Oh,
yeah,
awesome.
so Boogie got one.
You can
and
see. He'll let you see his.
I don't want to see his. So
Hey, you got your
someone
egg?
like someone from IGN got one. So like it was just like different gaming news sites and like. And it was just a purple egg. There's the
Oh,
egg.
there
It
you
was
go.
a purple dragon egg, and it's had a note that said something is about to hatch, signed from Falcon McBob, which
That was-
was the name that the Spyro account had before it went live.
That seems like that would
Spyro
hurt
20.
coming out, to be honest.
Well,
If
with
it went the
dragons.
wrong
Also,
way.
someone
If it got
found like the
turned.
Etsy account that makes them. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like I couldn't just order one if I wanted, but it was.
Yeah, but that's not
it's
the same.
right. It's not.
thing.
It's
I bought my own
same.
Xbox One X, but it wasn't the same.
Why are you playing the hell out of Spyro now?
Because he's
'Cause
a
I love
freak.
it.
He's a freak.
But why wouldn't, at this point, wouldn't it be better just to wait and
No.
play the updated version?
No,
That's the argument I've been making.
Oh, someone-
my
someone-
mindset
I
as
love
well.
the game, but I don't know time.
I
Someone,
mean, you're
someone,
about to play it twice, essentially.
But I guess
Exactly.
the-
I'll play it 9.
The thing is, he's
I'll play
played it a
like,
million
I'll-
times,
I
so
literally
it
have
doesn't
played
really
through
matter.
all the Spyro games probably like 50 times.
Michael, someone in chat pointed out they only sent them to verified people. So yeah, that's
Oh,
probably why.
that could be.
Fucking brutal.
What happened to
Yeah.
Verified? They'd shut it down.
They just, like,
'cause
shut
Shut
it
it
down.
down for like a long time. I don't know if they've reopened it yet. It was like, what was it? There was some kind of whole like thing.
There's still people getting
What
verified.
was it?
For
well,
sure.
they've reopened
But-
it, and it's like I don't know. They closed the whole like you can apply yourself thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They closed that, and
Not
then,
that meant shit, because
Yeah, because they looked at it. and
people
they were
with
like, "That's
totally
fucking-"
legitimate reasons to try and get verified just got fucking ignored.
Listen, I applied like 30 times.
You drank that all
dropped
already?
You dropped
Oh,
the
yeah.
Coke.
Jesus.
I,
Was it 16
applied
ounces?
Maybe twice.
Ryan. I'm about there. 12.
There you go.
or so.
It's not too
They're
bad.
8 ounces. That's 8 ounces.
Like I can swallow one of those in about 3 gulps. They really don't take me very far.
I remember
being there.
I remember Jack when I got verified. Right around the same time as you, probably.
That sounds familiar. Yeah.
I woke up and there it was, and I was
there's
like,
a new tab.
I was
That's
like,
cool.
this it gets even cooler because I was like, oh, that's cool. Oh, there's new options. That's cool. I'm gonna go tell Lindsay about it. I'm like, oh fuck, she got verified too. That's crazy. So I was like, hey, I got verified, and she was like, oh, cool. I'm like, yeah, so did you. And she was like, awesome, in your face. And I was like, nice. And then,
Then we show up to work and it was like, hey, everybody got verified today, right?
hey,
Everyone?
thanks,
No, it's-
thanks,
it was
Andrew
like,
Watts.
Oh.
The trick was you had to be better friends with Barbara back in the day.
No, it was
She was
Andrew.
the one that was putting the names in.
It was Andrew.
Andrew who?
No, it was a marketing buy.
was
I
Andrew
think.
Watts.
And we were spending money on Twitter, and when you do that, they just go, "Oh, do you need anyone verified?" And they just gave him a list of names. And I guess you weren't on it.
Apparently.
I just know Andrew Watts. Andrew Watts now
I didn't really exist
works at
yet,
HQ.
so I understand.
Does he?
He's the social
Oh,
media.
he's
at
our
HQ.
guy. over
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Andrew Watts was like,
That was way before Andrew.
what? No, it wasn't.
That you guys got?
No, it wasn't. Trust me, I know.
Michael,
It was
Lindsay,
whatever it came through. It was through him. He
Okay.
knows people. He came and he's like he knows like a million people everywhere.
I
It's
guess he didn't know
unbelievable.
enough people.
Well, I mean, he didn't. Yeah, he didn't know you. That's the problem.
I didn't know him either.
Maybe he did know him, and he was like, "I choose not to."
That could be. I've noticed a startling trend lately, and fucking like if you look on the app at the Achievement Hunter thumbnail,
You're not wrong about
Everyone's
this.
gone except for me. Or everyone's
Right.
there except I'm not in it. If you look on their fucking Achievement Hunter banner on YouTube, it's just my crotch and everyone else.
Well, yeah, you got a cool post
You
standing
got
on
the
the
Mike
car.
Wazowski.
Yeah, you're just legs. I didn't feel as bad on my own Twitter because I have that exact same banner of your legs. I see your point on Achievement Hunter.
Yeah.
Ryan didn't come to me and go, listen, put me in your banner.
They keep leaving
Can you
people
put me in
out
your
of the
banner?
Let's Play banner too.
Oh, yeah, there you
on
go.
The
And
site. I went to the
there's
Let's Play
that-
banner. Lindsay wasn't in there, and she's like, "Hey, can you please put me in there?" So they put her head in there. You can clearly see she doesn't have a body because there's spaces.
What are they gonna
between
do, Photoshop
her-
someone else's
and then
body,
and then I
Jeremy?
sent a
It's
message the other
impossible.
day, and I was like, "Why the fuck isn't Matt on there?" There's
Yeah.
there's
I saw
blank
that-
space next to me. Like there should be someone there. I'm like,
I saw
"Where's
that-
Matt?"
Matt was there. They actually took him out.
So and the
I saw that this morning and I was like,
if you're
I'm
using
trying to
the
talk with somebody.
No, I've already
I'm
sent
not-
the
not
message.
there.
if you're using the mobile site right now too, they're still like if you go to like the images, they're still not right. I sent them I like 2 weeks ago. I was like, hey, the profile images are still messed up. They go, okay, we're working on it. But like the Achievement Hunter page, if you go to it, it's just Ryan, Gavin, me, and then half of Jeff. That's like
That's the good half, though. That's the good half.
no.
Is it only in,
Well, because it's pulling from the website. It's just a big banner across the
Nice.
top. But when you use it on a mobile device, it's not made for that. And I
Oh,
feel
dude, Steffi's got both.
I feel comfortable saying that because I told them 2 weeks ago they said they were going to fix it and they haven't fixed it. So now I'm just calling them
Ooh,
out
outing
on
The only
public.
reason I want that
Holla!
But like there's
I
Let's
wonder
Play.
if you can ban people
So you
or
know,
like time people out.
Can you ban? You want to
Yeah,
ban
that's
Steffi?
you know that's
What
there
if
you
I
go.
can ban Jack?
We got
He's not
Trevor.
even-
We got Trevor, Lindsay, Alfredo,
Probably.
then me in the background, Michael, and then half of Jeff. Half of Jeff. No Jeremy.
Yeah.
Some of that
Well,
is
Jeremy
just-
is there.
It
He's
is-
just behind me.
it
I'm
is
the entire
admittedly
right
very
side of
hard
that
to
banner.
format pictures for situations that can go landscape or
That's true.
portrait.
But I mean, why use the same image? Why not just make one for? I mean,
And-
these are images for playlists.
To further Jack's thing, and just make sure I'm in all of them.
Yeah, there you go.
Even Battle Buddies. Not Michael right there.
I can be in the background, like peeking in. Like the Battle Buddies thumbnail should
Let's
be
please.
like
There
you
you
guys
go.
as Battle
Let's please,
Buddies,
sure.
and then me and Gavin peeking through the window.
We've talked
Like
so many
this.
times about
a
trying to figure out how to do a Battle Buddies play
Crossover.
crossover thing.
Yeah.
We just haven't figured out the right game.
Something just struck me.
What's
What?
that?
I don't want to say it.
Was it science?
The thing we were looking at today. That could be the crossover.
Thank you.
Thing we were looking at.
Video,
today.
me and you, and we're like, this could be a Play Pals, this could be a Battle Buddies.
Yes,
that could.
but
Could
I
be
think
the
it's only 2
crossover.
players, though.
Oh no! So we'd have to make something up.
Yeah, all right.
I'm just saying.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It seems more of
But
a.
also,
of
the
a-
game that you're referring to has been out for years.
No,
as
I
well.
mean,
it's
it's
not
weird.
just brand new.
No, I know it's not new. I just mean like. I think you can put together who would be the
Saying
Battle
himself.
Buddy and who would be the Play Pal.
I think absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, what's this over here? Is this a pot? What's this?
Yeah, I think it'd be very clear.
It'd be fucking funny.
Yeah.
But we won't do it, so don't worry about it.
Anyways,
That's why I didn't
we
tell you
might.
what game it was, because then you'll ask forever and ever, like, you didn't do it.
You know, we might.
We
Yeah,
won't.
we might.
But we might.
Might.
We
Might
talked
not.
about like a PUBG crossover.
Just
or something
assassinate the
when that
Play
was a
Pals.
thing.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't kill
Let's
us.
do it in Fortnite now.
We could do it in Fortnite now. That's a big one.
Oh, that is a.
Be
Well, you
careful
just
on
finished
that,
on.
yeah.
You killed the
That
bottle.
was the
though.
bottle.
Jeremy. First you kill the bottle.
I heard kill the bottle.
Then I
looked
kill
up, and I was
myself.
Kill your liver.
I looked
Oh,
up.
God,
I looked up
you're
at
sorry.
Michael's thing. and was like, oh no, he hasn't killed.
What are you nuts?
No. You just gotta sip and enjoy
You
that.
got a shot in there.
Michael, can I have a shot of that?
Yeah.
I want to see how it tastes.
It's honestly, it's not.
Take a shot of
It's
it.
not as bad as it smells.
You're
It's still-
denying
I'm
him
not-
No,
his
because
Still
nutrition.
not delicious.
I
I'll
drank a
dribble some.
fuck ton of kale.
He's gonna
I
die.
drank a lot of
You'll
because
probably-
this
you'll probably
is literally the only thing keeping him alive is this drink.
So a little bit of.
Oh, it smells so bad.
Yeah, honestly, like it smells.
That's not
worse
bad
than
at
it
all.
tastes.
That's really good, actually. I like that.
You're a nut, but I hate kale and celery. So
Jack, what do you think?
Ooh, that is good.
It's good.
Yeah, that's actually really good.
That's a lot.
That
they're
orange-
trying to get us to
Ryan,
drink
try
it, so
it.
they're
Pour
just
Ryan
like they're
into it.
lying
Second,
directly
second.
he
to us.
doesn't want. I'm not giving it to him if he doesn't want it.
That orange,
Shit's
you can really taste
expensive.
the orange.
You actually, it
That's-
tastes
yeah,
more
yeah.
like fruit than
Yeah.
veggies. It does.
It's again the thing that
100%
kills
lie.
me is
We
the
cannot
aftertaste.
fall for it.
It's just like
Yeah,
because I
it
hate
hangs around.
fucking celery. I know Jack, you like celery, right? It tastes like celery.
Okay.
I don't
Celery
really.
doesn't
I
have that
can
strong of a
tolerate
It does to me.
celery.
It's
Celery
my
to me
taste
is
buds.
nothing.
To me, it's like
You know.
It's like bell pepper. People are really on the like.
bell pepper's
extremes on
nothing
bell
to
pepper.
me.
Yeah.
Bell
Yeah.
pepper, I don't taste anything. Celery is like eating grass.
You know what
to
I
me.
didn't realize?
It's like scoop of grass.
Green bell
eat it.
pepper.
Yeah.
That's like apparently in Japan. That's like the veggie that kids hate. Like you know how here it's
Really?
broccoli.
Huh.
So in
Love
the
broccoli.
in the Disney movie, I still haven't seen it, but I've heard about this. In the
yeah,
Disney
never
movie Inside Out. I haven't seen it. Has anyone here seen that
for it.
film?
No.
Yes.
I've,
Inside
uh,
Out
Was it
in
good?
I'm bleeding
That's pretty
out.
good. With
Yeah.
There's apparently a
On
scene
here, I have the-
where they're trying to feed the little girl broccoli.
Yeah.
She's like, blah, blah, blah. In Japan, that scene's changed. It's green pepper and not broccoli.
Huh.
Because it like that
Did
makes
they just
more
like
sense to the
shittily
kids there.
Photoshop it on top of it?
No, they started doing that.
Yeah,
Pixar
Pixar's
movies,
real
like,
famous
changing
for
up.
that.
Like in Zootopia, they changed up who the news anchor is. Like in North America, it's a moose, but then in China, it's a panda.
Why'd you
and,
do that?
It's stuck to
like
the
it, they just change it for every region. Who the thing is.
They did that in the last Lego movie too. That I watched. I watched it on a plane. The Lego
Which one was
Ninjago
that?
movie.
I watched Ninjago.
There's
on plane, yeah.
it was a fucking great movie. The whole
wasn't bad
fucking
at
the
all.
whole fucking beginning is like they've got the Good Morning America. Is it Good Morning America? Well, what's Strahan on? Whatever Michael Strahan's on. The morning show.
God, used to be
no, he's
Regis
not
Catholic.
Well, no, he left that to go join Good
It
Morning.
was Kelly,
Kelly Ripa.
Kelly and Michael. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Or-
no, but he left that. The show's bigger
really?
than that. Yeah, he left it like a year ago. It was a whole thing.
He's been all over the place.
Yeah, he basically got a promotion, went above her, and got to the new show, and she like didn't come into work for a week, and like
She was
it's-
mad.
Yeah, she was
Yeah,
pissed
well,
off, and he was like,
I get it.
hey, I got a promotion. What am I gonna do? That was basically his attitude. But no, he
That's all right, now
he,
she's
ju-
got-
he jumped over her. But
What's
anyway, I
his
think it's
face?
Good Morning.
Ryan Seacrest.
But they were the voices in the movie. Because that was like, you're in America. It's,
Right.
blah, blah, blah. And they're like, hey, well, it was like Good Morning, whatever the fuck the place was in Ninjago. I don't remember what the name of the town was.
Right.
Isn't it
like
Ninjago?
Megalo-
Ninja Town.
No, it's like
No,
Megalopolis
Ninjago
or
is-
something. Or
Yeah, no, it was some shit like that. But it's
Yeah.
like Good Morning Mega whatever, and it was Michael Strahan, and I'm like, hey, I get that. He's in the morning show. In other languages, it's different people. Like just those characters are swapped out to make sense in other countries.
That's pretty
Because
funny.
people in another country, who the fuck is this?
I love shit like
Yeah.
that. I think that's awesome. But yeah, Ninjago was an absolute plane movie.
Ninjago was the Quentin Tarantino movie, right?
What is it? Ninjago.
Ninjago.
Ninjago
They just
Unchained.
know
It, it was good.
I
When he
like
says
it. I
he's gonna
love the
cut your
Lego
nuts off,
movies.
it's a totally different thing.
The plane movie that I watched the other day that I thought was really good was Jumanji.
It's a good
That
movie.
was
Good
terrible.
a lot of
movie.
people
I
say
liked
that.
it.
I've never
I liked
seen it.
Jumanji. I thought it
So
was really
dumb,
good.
but I
Jack
enjoy
Black
it.
was phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. And,
Kevin Hart was awesome.
And what's her name? Oh god damn it. Amy Pond.
Is that the one, the redhead?
Yeah. I don't usually like her. Like I've not been a fan of her and stuff, and I really liked her in this movie.
What
I
has she
can't
been
think of her
in?
name. She's been in Doctor Who. She's been Guardians of the Galaxy.
Was she in Guardians of the
She's Nebula. She's the bald blue chick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can see why I wouldn't recognize her.
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
that makes
Like,
sense.
Karen-
Fine, duh.
Karen Gillian or Karen Gillan or whatever. I'm not sure if it's Gillian or Gillan.
Nebula's really good though.
She was a lot better in 2. The first movie was just like
She's angsty.
angry.
She's angry.
Yeah,
She's
but the second one was like she kind of got better. Fuck, I'm excited for Infinity War, dude.
Oh, you gonna see it?
Yes, yes. We're
Alan Gillian.
it's
everyone's yelling at
2
him.
weeks away. 2 weeks away from
That's a lot closer.
2 weeks
than I
away
thought.
from yesterday, actually.
Yeah,
so
I'll
it's
have
less than
to
2 weeks.
somehow get tickets.
Yeah.
And well, the tickets are the easy part. Go without my baby is the hard part.
Let's crate it. Put some, some hay in the bottom.
good now.
Water, food. You're fine.
When to come out?
Thursday the 27th.
27th? She's almost a year old.
That's true.
Yeah.
11 months?
No, it's practically
Get raised
independent.
herself.
Or 26. I don't
She's
know.
an
Whatever. it is.
adult for crying out loud.
Fucking, that's 7 in wolf years.
Gillian.
There
Okay,
you go.
Karen Gillian. Thank you, everyone in chat.
Close enough. Why not?
This is a dog year thing.
Yeah.
Brian went wolf.
You know, I figured it sounded
Wolf's
cool.
a dog.
He's
Yeah.
It's
more
cooler. I
intense
get it.
person,
It's cooler.
yeah.
Honestly, yeah. It's cooler.
Yeah. You don't want to be like, my kid's a dog, but my
Right.
kid's a wolf.
Yeah,
It's
wolves
like,
are cool.
Okay.
That's no, he's
No, 'cause-
right.
Yeah.
He's right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
agree
You
here.
say kid's a wolf. I think of like those high school kids who walk around with like ears and tails and shit. And it's like, oh, okay.
No, that's
Furries?
my kid's a furry.
no. That's different. They're like furries are like people dressed in the full blown suits, right? Like there's a name for.
Is that futas? Futanari?
You're talking about people that just like
I mean, the couch
That's
that
a-
folds out into a bed.
No,
Yeah.
it's futon.
Oh,
What's
okay.
that, Matt? Do you know what that is? Matt just gave me a look like he knows what
I'm
that is.
fairly certain that's a way different thing.
What is it?
That's like
What is it,
that's
Matt?
a girl dick, right?
Oh, you talking about like
yeah, no,
Futari
Yeah,
or whatever?
I know that's what you're talking
That's what he's
about.
talking about.
Okay.
That's not what you say.
Okay,
but
well, in that case,
I see how
I
you
completely
I know
misunderstood
exactly what
him.
you're talking about.
Jeez.
Girl dick.
So that's what it is.
Okay,
Wolfkin works.
Wolfkin is
When
what
I
people are
hear-
saying.
Fupa.
That's a different thing too.
When I hear my kid's like, my kid's a wolf. I think
Oh, there it is. Whatever
Yeah.
Ryan said has now hit the
I
chat.
think of Teen Wolf.
I like it's hit the chat. That I see.
Futanari.
That's,
what
that
it
was the
is.
wrong one, yeah.
Yeah, that's. Yeah.
And the problem is,
Chicks with dicks, Matt was so
Yeah.
right.
No, I'm
the problem is there's a
know
lot
what
of
you're saying.
here's the issue. There's a lot of crossover.
It's
Sometimes they
a
do
very
both.
weird thing,
It's
yeah.
like it's a lady wolf with a dick. I mean,
that's like usually like to say like chicks with dicks like animation.
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what that. It's like
it's one of those
right.
things TikTok.
It's not like
anime,
a,
not like
a
an
real
actual
thing.
human.
Yeah,
It's a drawing thing.
yeah.
I don't know why I always get
It's
that
a,
wrong.
it's a phase. It's a not a phase. It's a category of like,
Yeah,
Right.
like
no.
What do you
a-
mean
a fetish
NSF,
thing, yeah.
NSF? That just means not safe for.
Not safe for. It's not safe
For
for.
where? We don't even know where.
Yeah, like by dick girl means like an
Yeah.
animation drawing of like
Exactly.
a chick, and then also just a dick drawn on it.
I mean, why not?
Why not?
You know?
You know, your pencil's the limit.
There you go. Now it's not safe for work. You were worried about me. Matt was the one that actually knew what it was.
Why are you?
I knew what it was.
Why are you
I've been
watching
around
this at
the-
work?
I've been around the internet.
Yeah, you go on the internet for like
Yeah.
20
Find some
minutes.
shit.
Yeah.
Somehow-
I've been on Reddit.
What do the fans need to Google?
I don't know. You said it. It's like food or something.
Food or whatever.
It's called
So-
hentai.
Yeah, what's that?
Well, no, I mean hentai is any
you
kind of
want
fucking.
hentai,
I mean,
yeah.
that's
and
not
it's
specific.
art. Isn't that
Yeah, it's like crazy late in the office.
yeah, it's Stanley.
Or it might be like
Stanley,
no,
isn't it?
it's a blooper. That's what it is.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah, it was Stanley. There's like a crazy late season blooper from The Office where you know how Stanley's always got the crossword
Yeah,
puzzles,
yeah.
this whole fucking thing, and there's a scene. It's a blooper or it's like a deleted scene where either he drops his newspaper or Michael takes it or somebody takes it and fucking literally hentai falls out from it, and they're talking about whatever, and he's like, it's called hentai and it's art. Believe it or not, it didn't make the show. It's like so weird. It's so bizarre.
Stanley got
I like to
very
think
straight
that
in that
was
show.
such
not
a-
Stanley is a
scripted.
weirdo.
He
That
just
would have
had
been
it.
such a better
There's
art for his
also
character.
have you ever seen, I don't know what the hell it is, but I've seen gifs of it all the time on like Twitter and shit like that. And it's like usually like celebrities reading like it's like either like a YouTube comment or it's like an AMA type thing where it'll be like, does so and so like, and it'll be a blank, and then they peel it off.
It's Variety. I
Oh,
think.
yeah,
Is that what that is?
Yeah. Gavin and Bernie did that. and-
Wired.
I see it all over the place
Wired,
now.
that's
I
what it is.
saw one with fucking Samuel Jackson. I don't know how old it is. And it was like, does Samuel Jackson like? And he pulls it up and he's like, anime. And he goes, I do. And hentai too.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I've seen that GIF so many
love
times.
that.
I fucking love that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, now that I think about it, you're right. Stanley got weird. And the
He already became a piece of
but I
shit
loved it.
too. He like cheats on all his wives.
Yeah,
and-
yeah.
that was
He's like
He's like a
kinda always-
scumbag.
dating
Total
like a
scumbag.
20-year-old
Yeah.
girl at one point or something like that. Like, didn't someone say they saw him in a restaurant with his daughter, and they're like,
It was something like that. I mean, that was literally a plot line in the
Yeah.
episode. Then there was even
Yeah.
the episode where like he
It's
yells
Cynthia.
at Michael, and there's like a whole thing between
Oh, yeah.
Stanley and Michael. But in his talking head, he's like, what does he say? He's like, fuck. He's got some kind of thing where he's like, I'm gonna do things the way I want to do.
Oh, yeah.
And if you got a problem with that. He's like, there's the door. I said it to my last wife, I said it to my current wife, and I'll say it to the next one. And I'm like, what an
I'll say it
asshole.
to my next wife too.
I just remember there's one scene with Stanley where oh god, why did I just blank on his
I don't know,
name?
Stanley.
No,
Michael.
was
main
it?
guy, Michael.
Yeah.
Is like
Oof, you saved him.
The one that left.
right,
Yeah.
right. I don't know why I blanked on his name, but
simple.
he's
What,
like
BJ
talking.
Novak?
He's like talking to the whole room. He's having a
He came
meeting,
back.
and he says
there
something.
till
He
the
says something about like diabetes, and looks at Stanley. And Stanley's like, "Why do you always assume that I have diabetes?" And he goes, "You have a thing of applesauce, and tell me you don't have diabetes."
I love it. It's like Phyllis had a
Such a
follow up.
threat.
Phyllis had a follow up right after that where she's like, I have diabetes too, but you don't see me bragging about it.
It's like such a weird conversation.
I mean, Stanley was never like a cuddly character.
He was never a cuddly
always
character,
kind of
but
a
you
was
just
always
knew
like-
nothing about him. He was just
Yeah.
stoic. He read the newspaper. He didn't care. But then the more you learned about him, it was like, this guy kind of
fucked
sucks.
up.
It's
Yeah.
fun watching like the first season and watching how they like kind of took the character and just went way over
I
the
mean,
top
like
of
half the
stereotypes.
characters, like, on the show.
Like Mindy Kaling's character, she was very kind of normal.
She's like a
and then-
traditional Indian woman.
Yeah, and
She's
then-
like got like the clothing and her hair's like done up and everything.
And then they kind of went crazy with her and made her like
they
super
turned her into like a
like
crazy,
superficial.
stupid like valley girl.
And then Kevin was like very much like a normal accountant
was
dude,
normal.
and he went
I
love
very
She made him an
stupid.
idiot.
Dude, his famous
Fuck,
chili was
what's
awesome.
her name? Dwight's Angela. Angela wasn't a bitch at all.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
was just like a normal, like Christian woman.
And then she
Yeah.
became
They even
real
kind
big.
They kind of played that, like barely played that up, but then she became a fucking psycho.
Yeah. But anyway, fun show.
times.
Good
Jim's
show.
Fun
about the
show.
same.
Good times. Jim, mostly about
Yeah.
the same.
About the same.
Yeah.
The only
Yeah.
thing that was weird too is they did this weird thing where like it was the Jim and Roy thing in the first couple seasons, and so there was like the office and the warehouse,
Mm-hmm.
and they basically the only two characters from the warehouse, the main characters. You had Roy and you had Daryl.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Daryl's like the foreman, and Roy's Pam's fiance, and the Jim and Roy and Pam triangle and
Mm-hmm.
that. It's like okay, and in that they go down to the warehouse several times, and there's not a single interaction between Jim and Daryl ever.
Yeah.
They're just there, and they've both worked there for years. Then the whole thing with Roy happens, where he tries to like hit Jim, and he gets fired, and then the actor like he's out of the show.
Yeah.
And then like a season later, Jim and Daryl are best friends. They're
Yeah.
just like they end up living together in an apartment
that's
together.
right, yeah,
They start a
yeah.
fucking business together, and I'm just like, man, Roy was really keeping you guys apart.
Yeah.
He was just away.
That's
That's right.
He was
He was
like,
a real block.
they
I wanna go
decided
down
when
there.
they're like, nah, they're friends now.
That was the love he was really blocking. When
Yeah.
it was Jim and Daryl.
Roy was a cock blocker on many fronts.
Yeah, he was blocking it all over the place. And honestly, I feel like a lot from himself as well.
Kept getting his own way.
Yeah.
That's true. Jim just wanted to play ping pong with someone. How dare he?
We have a ping pong table here now.
Do it?
We have one over in stage 2.
I've-
as well.
some old
It's on the other
food?
side of
Is
that
that what
wall.
that is?
No, that's from today.
They were setting
Are
that
you
up
eyeing
as I
that
walked
food over
in.
there, Michael? Because it is food.
What'd you guys get? What'd you get today?
Luby's.
Luby's.
Luby's. Get a Luann platter.
What is that? I don't
It's
know
like a
what that is.
cafeteria.
Yeah.
Like
I think of, I just think of
no,
Jimmy
I mean
food.
it's Luby's cafeteria,
Yeah, that's
right?
what it is. Yeah, it's like you get a tray, you go down the line, be like, I want that, and
Yeah.
that, and then like some woman in a hairnet hands it to you.
It's like imagine going to one of those buffet places like Golden Corral. Only
Right.
you only get to go through the line once, and you just have to point at the food.
Yeah.
That's probably
And it's like
cleaner,
everything's
right?
under heat
And
lamps.
it's probably more expensive.
yeah,
Probably.
yeah. And the Luann platter is like one main course and like 3 sides and a roll.
I'm not
and 2 sides
sad.
and a roll.
I'm not. People like. I'm pretty sure Jeremy's just reading chat, but he looks very sad. No, I am just reading.
Very,
I'm focusing.
very sad.
I get sad because I'm reading.
Yeah, he gets sad when the words are hard to figure
When
out.
my brain has to like figure out what's happening.
Man, How many moonballs do we have now?
We have so many,
lot.
dude. We
I
have
have a bag. I put them all in a bag and they're next to my desk. It's probably about 12.
12 moonballs, man.
So it means it's time for rapid fire.
Should we talk?
You're not wrong.
Should we tease the thing that we're working on right now?
I don't
Moonball
know. I
related?
don't think so.
No?
I don't
Yeah,
know,
you
man.
want to.
I
We're doing
think-
something moonball.
I don't know how long it's going to take to put
Yeah,
together.
so something moonball related is coming.
Hopefully soon.
Something
because it's
stupid and yeah.
Very stupid.
Speaking of something,
Hopefully soon.
speaking of something cool coming next week,
Oh yeah.
we've got Theater Mode Live.
Oh
That's
shit!
if you're
yeah,
watching
so
this
not
live.
on Monday.
Yeah.
6 days from now, I was talking to Jeremy about something, and I'm like, blah, 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 and then, off topic the next day. And Jeremy's like, off topic? I'm like, well, yeah, Theater Mode's on Thursday. And he's like, it's not on the 16th? I'm like, it's not? No? What is that, Monday or Tuesday? He's like, well, that'd be weird if I showed up on Monday.
I swear I thought it was the 16th.
So Theater Mode Live is going to be next Thursday at the Alamo Draft House, South Lamar, here in Austin, Texas. We'd love to have you. There are a few seats left, not many.
There's
I think
legit not a lot
it's
at all.
like teens basically.
Like,
at this
yeah,
point.
under
So,
20, I think.
Yeah. So if you want to buy tickets, please do it now. Go ahead. Go to bit.ly/Theater Mode Live. I don't know if capital T, M, and L. I don't know if you have to have that. for
I imagine
Bitly's.
you don't.
I
but
would
that'd be
imagine.
Yeah,
Bitly's,
wild.
Bitly's
if
a
you had
little bit
to.
weird though, so but yeah, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I think VIP is sold out, but we're also people have been asking. We're filming it, and we're gonna release it as an actual episode, so
Oh,
you
that's
could
cool.
be in a Theater Mode
didn't know
episode.
that.
Nice.
So
That's pretty awesome.
The movie itself is Birdemic 2, and from what I understand, it's short, so we're gonna have a lot of interaction with the audience. So if you want to be in a Rooster Teeth production, come go see Theater Mode Live.
There's a thing before it too, right? But that's for VIP only, right?
I don't know. Are we talking about that, Tyler?
We have a Q&A session.
Not
No,
that.
not
he's talking
that.
about
The other thing.
Oh, that's what I was talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
okay.
Yeah. Well, VIPs get a Q&A session.
Yeah, that's all
And
I
I
was
think
talking about.
like some exclusive stuff, and then. But are we talking about the other thing?
We're waiting to hear back.
Okay, so
All right.
no, we're showing some little short trailer.
Maybe we are.
No, we are doing it. I just don't know if we've
Yeah.
announced
We're
it.
also
yet.
gonna be
No, it's
showing.
definitely happening.
We're gonna be showing. I'll tell you now. Spoiler.
What?
For you.
Oh, shit.
We're showing the Achievement Hunter trailer on the big screen for the first time ever.
I did not know that.
The fat
That's really
one?
cool.
Yeah.
The fat trailer?
Yeah.
You could probably understand the audio in this one.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that'll be the first theatrical performance of
Yeah.
the Achievement Hunter trailer. So
Wow, we
let's do that.
get a theatrical premiere for the preview before the episodes.
We
even
should have
out.
a screening,
Yeah.
like over
we can
there.
totally do that.
Do it right there.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on how many episodes.
Also,
we do.
if you, I don't know how you'd be in the area and unfamiliar, but Alamo is real nice, and South Lamar is like,
It's real good. Yeah,
it's
you
a real
there.
good one.
You get
It's a
some
real
food.
good
They
theater.
rebuilt that one,
can
right?
get some.
They like,
yeah.
I think that's the one they.
Are we allowed to
remodeled,
order
yeah.
food while doing
I
theater?
don't know. I mean,
We
we'll
better.
be
They
drinking.
got it
so.
there.
Yeah.
Give me a fucking
I
pretzel,
can eat.
son.
I can eat. It's not this
Can we get
weekend.
that queso up on stage?
Dude, the baked pretzels are
The
fucking
baked pretzel
amazing.
are. I just
My go-to
can't
at
get over it.
Alamo is I get chips and queso and a baked pretzel, and then if I'm,
Drown
if
that
I'm
thing
a fat
in the
fuck
Dijon
after
mustard
that,
and just-
then I'll get like a dinner food.
Yeah.
I actually try and use the appetizers to not eat more food, which works most of the time because I'm like,
sometimes
oh,
it-
I'm
sometimes
full.
it just
and
compounds.
sometimes I'm like, well, I didn't need to eat that. Nah,
The
and
steak
then I
and
eat a
cheese is
burger,
actually
too.
really good.
People,
What?
The steak, well, I don't know if this one, the South Mar has it, but at the
I've never had one at Alamo.
they've got like a steak and cheese sandwich.
Dude,
It's,
do they
it's
really?
like
I don't
a
know if
Philly,
I've had it.
but not quite.
I'll tell you the fat guy's secret. What you do is you get your chips and
Here we
queso.
go.
You get your chips and queso.
Yeah.
Have your chips. Order a pizza. Then you eat your pizza. Dip the crust in the queso.
Oh, I mean,
my
that's
God.
anything
So
goes in the
good.
queso.
Yeah.
Anything,
Yeah.
anything
goes
I
in the
order.
queso.
Did I get that fucking blue cheeseburger? It's like, I got leftover queso.
Someone in the chat asked if we're ever going to take a Theater Mode Live to other cities. If this goes well, maybe. Like I'm not going to say no to that.
Theater Mode Live is awesome. It's like
Yeah.
one of my favorite live things. to
Oh
do
my
by
God.
far.
Can we get Achievement Hunter versus food? Yes, I'll do
I
it.
feel like we've made that.
I
video
would not do
several
that.
times.
Yeah, but now
Several times.
Achievement Hunter versus food to me implies good food,
Ah.
like real food, like
know,
just can
but-
you eat a lot of it?
Yeah.
Not like this.
I was gonna
Remember
say
the
that's
Monster
technically
Mac?
food, right?
Oh, Monster Mac, yeah.
Yeah, Monster Mac was awesome. Monster Mac
Could
was
you have
probably
eaten the whole Monster Mac if it was a challenge?
Could you?
no way,
Yeah.
no fucking way,
Yeah.
no way. I'd
speaking-
die trying.
Speaking of
But there's
Monster
no
Mac,
way.
I met Chef Mike
Yeah,
at
that's
PAX
cool.
East.
Yeah, he met.
And,
He just met you and a couple of you guys. I don't know.
Well, it was me,
what
Jeff,
now?
and Lewis.
Mike Chef from
Chef Mike,
McDonald's.
he is the
Mike
head
Chef,
chef
Chef
for
Mike.
McDonald's.
Uh-huh.
So Chef Mike.
McDonald's has
He
a head
doesn't-
chef.
Yeah.
He doesn't
comes out
follow
with
you
all
on
the
Twitter?
sandwiches and all the
What's wrong
stuff.
with you?
Yeah.
No one.
This is
invents
why I'm
the
not
food,
verified on
Ryan.
Twitter. I don't know anybody.
Yeah.
Someone makes the fucking food somewhere.
Yeah,
someone
Chef
has to
Mike,
design
I
the
mean, he doesn't
recipes.
ship it out to everybody
He
himself.
he comes up with the recipes.
Yeah, he
So he gives
designs
the
it.
recipes.
They
to
serve
everybody.
variation. It's like Taco Bell. It's like, all right, well, today I'm going to
It's
put the
not like
patty on
Taco
top
Bell.
of
Taco
the
else
and then
much
call it a different
animal.
sandwich.
No, all right, no. Anyway,
But now he's got a
like-
special sauce between the layers.
but he was telling me they've got so he has like his kitchen. Like
Chicken tenders are fucking amazing.
There
I
you go.
love them. The buttermilk.
Name
But,
a new item that came out before chicken tenders, and that is just fucking chicken
Yeah,
that's
that
longer.
that
The
artisan
Mac.
sandwich that was good as
That's
fuck.
the mini Mac.
Specialties. Like,
a
and like
double
couple
quarter
times a year.
pounder
Yeah.
with cheese.
Yeah, they had the Texas
Texas-
burger. They
there you
had the was the down under burger.
They added
in
the
Australia
home
where it was upside
style.
down.
The
Home style was
artisan
new.
burgers.
That's
and
true.
Stuff. Yeah.
Okay, here's the other
Once
thing.
They brought
I
Sesame
don't go to
Oils and
McDonald's
stuff.
that often.
Yeah.
so
Oh,
I don't know
man.
what the hell you're
It's
talking
It's
about.
usually
awesome,
in like
dude.
the number 10 region.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
where
it kinda
it's-
fluctuates.
The first
Yeah.
5 never changed.
Number 10 used to be the Nuggets meal all the time, and they changed it now. I remember
I
that.
haven't gone to McDonald's that much, so
Oh,
I know
man.
what the numbers are.
But anyway, he said we're welcome to come up to his kitchen in
Oh, I know.
Chicago. So
No, I
like
know.
he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, we'd love to have you guys up
I
there.
feel
It's
like one of us is probably uninvited.
No.
Yeah,
I got
Ryan-
He's
Ryan just took
invited
himself
us
out.
like all individually.
And I was
Wait,
like,
no, I'm the
he's
best one
awesome.
because he can impress me.
oh yeah.
Show me
But I was like, you got.
Yeah.
I was
the
like,
magic of your
Dude,
world.
it's like Doctor
Oh,
Strange. Teach me.
In my mind, it's like a Willy Wonka thing where it's like, come with me.
he has like a cane.
Flowers,
We're outside
burgers.
the gate, so we have to like walk in.
There's a cane that opens up to like a Big Mac. He just hovers away.
But I was talking to him. He's like, I'm like, oh, you got those McRibs? He's like, oh yeah, we always have McRibs there. I'm like, all right.
it's a land
then-
where we always have McRibs.
And then he's like, yeah. He's like, you can come up sometime. And he's like, yeah, you guys want to make like a 3-pounder, like a
Yes.
quarter, like like have like 12 quarter-pound patties. He's
Did you
like,
tell
yes.
him we already did?
And I was like, oh my god,
Yeah,
yeah.
but this will
Did
be
you show him our
fresh.
video?
Yeah.
We're like,
I'm sure he's seen
I
it.
guarantee you, he's seen
Yeah.
it. He's a fan.
But
So-
dude,
Yeah,
I
on
was
top of
like,
us.
sitting with my
Absolutely is.
parents. Like, so after I went to
Community
PAX East, I
member.
went back to like my parents' house and I was hanging out there, and it was like, my phone lit up and it's like, Chef Mike followed you, or like, whatever, or like, oh no, he tweeted about me. That's he was like
Okay.
already followed me. And he was like tweeted about me, and I was like, oh shit, like that's him. And he was like, apparently you and I look alike or something.
Yeah, oh, no.
right?
Yeah,
Because he's
there's-
like bald and has
similar
like
hair.
There's a
Yeah.
photo of me, Jeff, and Chef Mike, and it looks like your older brother.
Everyone
It's
just knew it was me. Everyone was like,
funny.
I thought it was Jeremy.
But yeah, I
So
tweeted
me
that
and him
for
like back and forth a bunch. I was like, I said something like, yeah, apparently we have similar tastes as well. And he goes, if you mean meat, then yes.
Actually,
He's one of those people that follows me that when I go home, I'll be like, yeah, so head chef at McDonald's follows
right.
me. How's,
I'm kind of a big deal. I'm
how's that
kind
feel,
of a big
Grandma?
deal.
I believe I have a reservation.
Yeah.
I know the chef.
Yeah.
what's Chef Mike's Twitter handle?
He actually,
He probably
if
follows
you,
you, dude. I'm
if you
just
type
like,
Chef
oh,
Mike,
yeah.
I'm
I'm
sure
gonna
it'll come
follow
up
him
because a
back,
bunch
maybe.
of us follow him. I tweeted
a
about
great
the juice thing, and from that photo that we showed earlier of all the bottles, I tweeted that,
saw this.
and I said something like, "This will be my food for the next 4 days until I just quit and eat 12 Big Macs." And then he replied, and he was like, "Now is that 12 at once or 12 over a period of time?" And I just replied, "We'll find out when we get there." I was like, I don't know. It could be 12 at once. I don't know. They keep going on about Canadian poutine. Canadian poutine is amazing, and they do have it at McDonald's.
I mean,
They do, and I got it, and then I
that
threw it
poutine?
up because I had too much to drink that night.
Okay. Poutine was
Saying,
amazing.
like, you went a very
Vomited.
different way with
I
that.
went and I got drunk with Alfredo and Trevor, and then it went
Gravy. Yeah, gravy and cheese curd. With
Yeah,
like
because
getting
I
drunk.
walked into McDonald's and went, they got poutine, and I took that, and then I forget what sandwich I got too. I got something that I was like, I don't know what this is, but I'll take it. But and in Australia I got the fucking chicken mac. The
Chicken
Big
Mac?
Mac.
How was that?
That sounds cool.
It was really good.
Really?
Chicken
It's a
patty?
Big Mac, but with
Lawrence.
the chicken patties in it instead of the meat.
Interesting.
I want to
good.
say
I had
it
it
was
in Australia.
Lawrence. Somebody, I think it was Lawrence, said it was underwhelming.
Oh, really? I thought it was
Yeah.
great.
That sounds like Lawrence.
I'm pretty sure it was because
I don't
be
think
excited
Lawrence
about
has
too
ever
much.
been well.
it's true.
Well-
It's true. Lawrence, the best ever.
Everything
Lawrence
underwhelms
has
him.
ever reacted to something. Went, That means he really likes it.
I get that. If you set your expectations like super low, you're good. Everything's
No, that's
great.
you just live super low, but you have higher hopes, Matt. I can see the glimmer in your eyes that Lawrence doesn't have.
Now that I think about it, when Trevor and Alfredo and I went to that McDonald's, we were in Montreal because we were there watching the Rainbow Six finals. Ubisoft brought us to watch those finals, and which was fucking awesome. It's like watching people that are legitimately awesome at the game. And then, so we went out the night before, went to like this little bar that there was like 4 tables in it, type of thing. Ate some burgers that were great, some poutine. drank there. Went outside. There was like a speakeasy place. You went into there where it's like this dingy looking door, and you walk in. And it's like a hallway to like a nice bar. Went there.
That's how they fool you.
Right, exactly.
They cover it with shit.
Drank a bunch of shit. Well, Trevor was telling us like we need to go here, because Barbara was telling him like go here, go here, go here. So we went to all the places. She knows. She's on the up and up. So we drank a bunch there. Went back to our hotel. We get in the elevator to go up to our rooms, and as we're in the elevator, Alfredo was like, or Trevor said, "I'm kind of hungry," and Alfredo looked at me, and I looked at him because we knew there was a McDonald's down the street, and we were like. We got up to our floor. We got up to our floor and just hit down on the elevator again. The elevator just went back down. We left and just went to McDonald's. It was awesome. So tasty. Got my room, ate it, felt great, threw up, went to sleep.
Damn.
Bamf McGee says, okay, what the hell is poutine? Poutine is
Allison.
French fries covered
For
in
shame.
gravy and cheese curd.
She's gotta be lying to you.
It's
Yeah.
fucking amazing.
You know who has really good poutine?
Frank.
Frank, dude.
Yeah.
Frank's got
Dude,
great poutine.
Yeah.
They have
Do they
waffle
still
fries.
have-
They still have it. They're
waffle
open again.
fries.
Are they
Well,
opening? Okay.
yeah.
the waffle
Good.
fries are a tremendous base. Like
Yes,
it
they're
helps
part-
if
they
you have
hold it.
really good fries,
Ah.
and they do. And then you put more stuff on it that's good. It's like
That's the perfect
Poutine
fry,
is
right?
fucking
Macca's
Huh?
call
That's
it
the perfect
covered
fry,
fries.
right? Like
apparently,
waffle
sometimes.
fries.
look, I am a fan of many form of fry.
That's the
But
perfect.
waffle's good.
Fill up.
That's the perfect ratio of potato to grease for me, where it's like.
think so? You think- yeah, I
it's
can
just,
see it.
It's
It
just
sheds it.
tasty every bite.
Yeah.
I don't know. That and McDonald's fries, they're really good.
McDonald's
I mean,
fries are great. They apparently use like beef flavoring in
They
their fries.
use
Did?
it
I
too.
think they stopped. 'Cause
Did they
people-
stop?
Well, the
Yeah.
vegans revolted.
Well, that makes sense. But
It was a limp revolt.
dude, I got really close to like a
Didn't have a
fry
lot
that
of
tasted
protein.
like a McDonald's fry, like
Oh, really?
because I've been making my own fries at home
Oh,
every
you
now
get
and
like a
again.
deep fryer or something?
If I make my own burgers, I'm gonna go all out.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I do the whole shebang where you buy I buy like short rib and I buy chuck and like I grind up the meat and
Oh,
like
wow.
make my own like patties and stuff like that. So I've started getting into the habit of like buying potatoes and cutting them to where they're really thin and like doing the double fry thing.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
fry them, pull them out, dry them off, and then fry them a second time. Dude, it tastes just like McDonald's fries. It's so fucking good.
How much cleanup is that though? That's a
A
reason
lot.
I've always
That's
hated
what I
it.
hate about cooking.
It's a burger and fries with like an hour of
Yeah.
cleanup after.
My
it.
dream, I would be like, I would cook all my own food. I would make everything. Is if my house was a fucking cooking show. Where they're like, let me open this drawer. Oh, I have the exact spice I
Right.
needed. Let me pour it in,
Yeah.
and then I just swipe all the garbage in this magic hole.
Get this
Yeah.
glass
Goes
full
away.
of this.
Yeah.
Yep, and then in this hole, where's the hole? I don't know. Some fucking PA is gonna run up and throw it away for me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it. You know, like, oh, this rare artisanal herb, you might have to shop around for it. I got it right here in this drawer.
Yeah, what do you know?
Like
Damn,
that,
exactly
I
what
would do
needed.
that.
Yeah.
If I had a fully functioning kitchen that was like stocked and cleaned for me, that I didn't have to clean shit up, is the worst part. And because of me, the way I am, I make the food, I'm done, and then I immediately clean it before I eat the fucking food.
Yeah, and then
Because I
if
hate
it's
it,
cold,
I hate it,
and then
and
it
it needs to go
yeah.
away, and
No,
I need
you
to
gotta
clean
eat the
it.
food.
You gotta
I
eat
never
the
do.
food.
It's
I
that's the
don't.
worst because then you've just
I'm the same way.
You
Then
wasted
yeah,
what
exactly,
you
like-
spent all the time making.
the same
Exactly.
way.
You ruined two
Well-
experiences.
well,
there.
no,
It's
but
like
at
you
least-
hate the experience of cleaning, and now you also hate the food you made
But-
because it got cold.
But the joy, at least, I don't know if in Jeremy's case and mine, you see Kat or Lindsay eat the nice hot food as you're standing there cleaning the dishes,
And you're like, I did good.
"You're welcome."
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like,
don't
I did
know.
good. I did good. They're liking it.
Then you get a
I'll
nice
get to
side
mine.
of guilt for them too. It's really
Exactly.
good.
Well, the
It
kitchen's
helps
my
you
area
in the long
though.
run.
Exactly.
I'm like,
I
I
see-
cook
I
in the
see that
house. I'm the
point.
cook
To be
in my
fair,
house.
I have the
So
same
I just,
thing, 'cause-
the kitchen's my area. It has to be clean.
Yeah.
Laurie,
I'm like,
Laurie
I
hates
don't-
cooking with like a passion beyond.
Oh, really?
She hates cooking more than she hates anything else in life, I think. But I always you end up by the time I'm done cooking, I'm like, I'm full. I've been eating this shit like the whole time I've been making it.
While you're cooking.
Yeah,
That's also the worst thing ever. When you're done, you're like, "I'm not that hungry."
But then you
2.5
wrap it up and
hours
you're
of
like, I
work.
got it tomorrow if I
Yeah.
need it. I do that all the time.
That's why, honestly, like, I don't usually go all out with burgers because of that. What I usually do is I do all that shit beforehand, and that's why I'm a huge component of just fucking marinate. I just
Yeah.
marinate it. So then when it's cooking time, it's take it out, slap it on, cook it, you're done.
Yeah.
Like I like doing all this shit. Like sometimes if I buy onions, I'll chop onions up and then put them like inside the burger.
Oh, nice.
And then what I'll do Jeff actually gave me this tip. Before I put the burger on the grill, I'll pull a little like chunk of meat out and then put a piece of butter in the middle of the meat and then put the meat back on top.
Ooh.
So then the butter like melts throughout the entire burger while you cook it. It's
I
fucking
think
delicious.
America's Test Kitchen came up with that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I didn't say he came up with it. He just told me about it, and
Cat-
I was like, "Cool."
Well,
Cat
just
hates-
if you want to see more.
Oh,
information
sure,
about
okay.
it.
And then you're like, he lied to you.
No, no.
He didn't come up with
I'm
that.
trying to say pull the wool over your eyes.
Oh,
like,
fucking first Billy
he's
Mitchell,
not
then
the
Jeff.
genius you think he is.
I only eat about 3 things for dinner every night of my life, and I know Kat hates it.
Yeah.
But like literally for dinner, I have a protein and a veggie. The protein is either going to be chicken, pork, or salmon, and the veggie is either going to be asparagus, broccoli, or Brussels sprouts, and that's it. That's all I cook. Like, well, I mean, like I can cook other stuff all the time. Like I can make burgers and stuff like that, but normally I'm like, this is healthy. I'll make this, and that's all I eat for dinner. And most of the times I make it and I go, I'm not really. I had a big lunch today. I'm not hungry. And like I'll eat it the next day or something.
I get mad at myself every time I make Brussels sprouts.
Really? Why?
I'd be mad at me too.
I've had well, they're so good if they're done right.
Yes.
Like you go eat them in a restaurant, it's like, oh, this is delicious, like bacon, and it's like kind of sweet, and then whenever I do it myself, it's like it's still bitter.
Right now, I'm in the
like it.
process
I'm
of
bitter
trying
about
to
it being
figure
bitter.
out exactly how BJ's makes their Brussels sprouts.
Okay.
So, we have a restaurant here called BJ's Brewhouse. If you're from the Northeast, you'll know BJ's as
Wholesale.
as Costco, essentially. Yeah, it's a big wholesale place. But BJ's is not a blowjob; it's a restaurant.
They've got in
Bruce,
Florida
Thanks
too.
for
They're
clarifying,
kind of
'cause
all
I was
over.
absolutely confused.
Right? They have a ton of shit. They have one of those like fucking Cheesecake Factory menus that are like 19
pages
pages.
and pages, and yet they took away the thing that I liked the most.
Which was?
It was like a chicken pasta that was really good.
So, but they have a meal there called it's like the honey sriracha Brussels sprouts or something, and I don't know how they do it. And I'm trying to figure out the sauce that's on it is amazing, and it's like they're baked, but they're also kind of crispy on the outside. And I've been cooking Brussels sprouts the past couple of nights trying to figure out exactly how they do it. Gus, what's the chat say?
It's
just
closed
reading.
technically.
I saw one comment that was like, "Wait, back up. What else did Billy Mitchell lie about?" I saw that comment.
If AH had a cooking show, they should focus on pub food.
Ooh,
Pub food,
that was
yeah,
good.
nice.
Maybe like fish
Yeah.
and chips and stuff. That'd be cool.
I wonder who can make the
pizzas.
best
let's just
wings
have
here.
flush.
Probably, who would make the best wings here?
Never tried wings.
I think Jeff would probably make the best
Yeah,
ones.
that's probably
that's
a
a
good
complicated
guess.
Sure as
process,
fuck
right?
not
You gotta
me.
fry it.
I
and
know
you
who would
gotta-
make great
yeah,
wings.
do it
Fucking
right.
Greg Miller.
Greg Miller
I
makes
know
good
he's
wings.
not part of Achievement Hunter, but damn, that guy can cook.
You know, it's good after some delicious wings, though.
What's that?
Taking a
sleeping.
nap. You
Yeah,
gotta
hey,
sleep
you
it
can
off.
take a nap
You
after
didn't get
that.
the meat sweats, you know? And it's
that?
like, oh, this chicken's weighing
And
me
imagine
down.
you're a friendly ghost.
Well, thank God this episode is brought to you by Off Topic. Nope, that doesn't make sense. This is Off Topic. Jeremy, you threw me off. You threw me off. I looked
I
at
led
it.
you into the ghost segue.
We brought you.
This episode of Off Topic is brought to you by Off Topic and Casper Mattresses.
The friendly ghost mattress.
Casper is a sleep brand that continues to revolutionize its line of products to create an exceptionally comfortable sleep experience one night at a time. Get $50 off select mattresses by visiting casper.com/offtopic and using promo code OFFTOPIC at checkout. Casper mattresses are designed by humans for humans. The original Casper mattress combines multiple supportive memory foams for a quality sleep service with just the right sink and just the right bounce. Casper's breathable design helps you sleep cool and regulate your body temperature through the night. Buying the Casper is easy. Order online, it's delivered to your door in a compact box. And you have free shipping and free returns to the US and Canada. I have a Casper at home. It is amazing. Jack, do you have one? You have
I
a
do.
Casper as well?
Yeah, I got a king size one.
It's in
Nice.
my guest bedroom.
Yeah.
Every
Casper,
single
I
time.
could use one. Thank you.
Calm down. One at a time.
Relax.
Every time I have a guest stay in the guest bedroom, they're like, "That mattress is amazing." Like 100%, like totally legit. And I'm like, "It's fucking Casper. Get a Casper, man. They're cool." Considering we spend 1/3 of our lives on a mattress, it's so important to truly sleep on a mattress before committing. That's why Casper gives you 100 nights to try it out. Get $50 towards select mattresses by visiting casper.com/offtopic and using promo code OFFTOPIC at checkout. Terms and conditions, they will apply. That's $50 towards select mattress by visiting casper.com/offtopic using promo code OFFTOPIC at checkout. Casper, sleep with the clouds.
Not your best, Michael.
With
Not your best.
I feel like you'd be moving on.
No, you sleep and then you float up with the clouds.
Michael always tries to come up with those one-liners that they might want.
Someday it'll be in here.
Yeah.
Someday it'll be in
All right.
here when I read it.
I gotta go to the bank, so I'm gonna run. I'm
Okay.
gonna let someone take my spot.
All
Love you
right.
guys.
Oh, did your
Bye,
identity
Internet.
get stolen again?
Yeah,
Sorry?
has it.
No, If you want to know the truth, I got my Model 3's coming in, and I'm getting.
Oh,
my
yeah,
car.
nice.
So yeah,
Awesome, dude.
Jack's getting his Tesla.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I was like,
Yeah.
what's the Model 3? I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
car.
yeah.
That's
When
cool.
did you get your invite?
I got my invite this week, like Monday or Tuesday, I think.
Me too.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Cool. We'll be
Man,
Tesla boys.
Everybody getting
Tesla
Teslas.
bros, Tesla.
I'm,
Okay, bye.
I'm just waiting for my flamethrower.
I might get a new car this weekend.
Another one?
Yeah, Kat like really wants. She loves the fucking new Camrys, the new Toyota Camry. She loves it, and so we're gonna go test drive one this weekend. But what I love about that is, all right. So the thing I hate about it is I'll have to pay for a new car. But the thing I
Downside.
love about it is if we get it, that is Kat's car, and then the Mustang is my car. So I don't have to do the thing where I switch off every
Right.
week on who drives.
I also
Yeah.
considered the same thing. I
Getting a new car.
fucking love my new car so much.
But it's
and
the
then-
same car as that you had, right?
It's the same
just a newer
car. It's
version.
just better in every single way. And I
Right.
feel like that makes it even worse because it's like the exact same car, just the old one now sucks. It's like,
Exactly. No, I know. And
Like,
like,
at
I
least
hate,
a different
I
car is
loved
a
my
different
Mazda when I
car.
first got it. I got a Mazda 3, like a 2013 Mazda 3 or something like that. And I loved it when I first got it. And, you know, my dad, I remember driving home after getting it, my dad's in the passenger seat, and he's like, oh, this car's got a little zip in it. Look at it. It's got a little zip. And then the other
Dad
day,
always
he
talks
was like
like that.
shitting on me because the horn is a piece of shit. The horn on it, I was talking
Really?
to him about
That's his
it.
major complaint? Is it?
Yeah, so
He'll
I
find
brought-
one.
I brought-
Your dad's
Kind
right.
of.
Yeah.
I mean,
also-
it's a great car, but it sounds like your balls ain't dropped when you blow the horn.
Exactly. But I hate the car. But
What's up,
also,
the Geff?
like,
man.
I brought my dad to Fogo. He had never
Uh-huh.
been to Fogo, so I brought him there the last time he visited. And I parked in the garage. And in this garage, it must have been the valet people, but every time they go around corners, they lay on the horn. As if to say, I'm coming around this corner, right?
Okay.
Sure.
So they were like, we were talking about it as I was driving out, and I was like, yeah, I don't do that. I mean, my horn is a piece of shit. My dad's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, it's the worst horn ever. And he's like, oh, go for it. So I'm in the garage, and I like hit the horn a couple times, and it's like, beep, 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 beep. And he's like, that is fucking awful. And I was like, I know it is. I hate it.
Fucking aftermarket horn, dude.
Yeah,
Your
but you get
car-
it tuned up.
terrible.
Your
Yeah.
car has lights of the fucking Mustang.
No, not the
shining-
Mustang, the
Oh,
Mazda.
Gotcha.
The Mazda.
They're saying the Mustang.
No,
It's
no,
like,
no. I love the Mustang.
So I was like,
But honestly,
Gotcha.
if we do get a new car, if Kat gets this new Camry that she loves very much, then that would be her car. I'd get the Mustang. First thing I'm gonna do is repaint it.
Most popular car in America.
Oh,
the
yeah?
You
Camry.
gotta repaint them.
Also, most stolen car in America. You should
Yeah,
be aware of that.
Camry or the Mustang?
Camry.
why?
Camry.
Both of those.
I used to own both. Yeah, I own both.
Why did you get blue if you don't like the color?
Because Kat loves blue, and so that was
took
one
it
of
for
the
the
things
team.
I needed
So
to
what
kind of
color you
convince
want
her
it
to
to
get
be?
it.
Oh.
Honestly,
Low-key hot.
I'm
I'm
not 100%
key
sure
hot.
yet. I'm not big on the blue. I might go like charcoal on it, but I'm not big on it. Kat's like,
nice.
what are you gonna paint it purple and orange? I'm like, no.
fucking
I mean-
don't.
Hey,
You would do
two
that.
things real fast, guys. First off, I've missed you all terribly.
Oh sure.
I have.
It's nice to have you
That's
back.
me, motherfucker. I don't miss you.
Diet Coke. I just started drinking it.
No, I've been in town, but I've
Really
been
fucking funny.
I've been out of the office working on a new thing with Bernie all week,
Yeah.
and I've missed you guys terribly. I'm good. I'm happy to see your faces. Two, I totally am gonna I'm gonna hijack this podcast for a few minutes if you
Yeah.
don't mind.
You do that. Go for
Yeah,
it.
Gus.
With my guts.
Me too.
Is that why Gus was hiding over there
I was
for a
reading
couple
chat.
minutes?
I was reading chat.
Were you suckling on the leftover Diet
Hey,
Coke?
Rebecca,
right
I'm glad
through?
I'm here too. Gus, you and I decided to hijack this podcast
Yes.
for a very specific reason.
Yes.
You want to get into it?
Yeah. I mean, there's been a lot of discussion lately.
Go to the 2-shot.
First off, I want to, before we go any
Damn it,
further, is my
yes.
dick working yet? It's great that you mentioned that because I'm going to spend the next 30 minutes talking about my dick specifically.
Hopefully not 30 minutes. Hopefully we
least.
talk about your dick a lot less than that. So I post, there's been some concern in the community about a sponsor that we had recently.
Right.
Which I did reads on the RT podcast. I did reads here on Off
I
Topic.
did.
It was a sponsor that sells generic version of prescription medicine, specifically generic version of Viagra, generic version of Propecia for erectile dysfunction and hair loss. And there was at first I think there was a little bit of a cause of concern within the community. People were concerned about the ad read, and then
Yeah.
as time went on, it seemed like that concern really grew. And I meant to talk about this. I'm sorry to interrupt your podcast. I meant to talk about this on Monday
Guys,
on my
please,
podcast.
I would have no podcast without.
I saw a
podcast.
specific. I saw a
It's fine.
specific comment that I want to reference where somebody said it's bullshit that Gus says he meant to talk about it and he forgot to. He's a professional and he had 90 minutes plus 20 minutes of a post show. You have, sir or ma'am, I appreciate your sentiment. You couldn't be more wrong.
I come on this show every week. We had a 3-hour episode last week. I walk up and I go, "Fuck, I forgot to talk about
Yeah,
that."
it is when you're trying to run a production and entertain everybody who's watching it and get sandwich in everything you want to talk about, stuff gets missed constantly.
Yeah, and I even told Bernie before we started the RT podcast, like, hey, I'm going to bring this up just so you know. He's like, cool, absolutely. And we just forgot. We're idiots. I'm an idiot. It's not him.
You're not an
It's
idiot.
just
It's just also the conversations flow and they go directions you don't anticipate. It's hard to navigate them back. You were like, oh, I was going to bring up this, but now I'm going to see where this goes for a while. And the next thing you know, it's 45 minutes later because Michael's talking about mountain monsters or whatever.
we don't have mountain monsters discussion
Right.
on my podcast, but I've seen yours before.
That first episode.
I know, it was
Point
intense.
one.
I initiated this because the audience has been very passionate in their response to the affirmative and the negative on this subject. And I know you and I've been talking to Bernie a lot the last couple days because we've been sequestered doing this thing. And I know you guys plan to talk about it on Monday. My fear is one of two things is going to happen. It's going to fester and boil over the weekend because we're not talking about it enough.
Yeah.
And then Monday, it's going to be too late. Or it's going to die down, start to take its course, and then we talk about it on Monday, and it fans the flames and it brings it back up.
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
thing again.
And I didn't even think to come on off topic, so thank you for
Yeah.
having me and thank you for extending the invite.
I had a quick executive producer chat. We really, hammered it out. So
I told Michael, I said, hey, I want to hijack the podcast for a while. And Michael said, if I said no, would it matter? And I said, it might.
you said some things, but really, you meant not really.
No, if you were vociferously against us doing this, I wouldn't have
Which
done it.
I'm not.
But
Clear the air, please.
yeah, and it's kind of a no-win situation for us where
I do want to say, if you haven't read the journal, I highly recommend you go to receipts.com and check it out. It's very exhaustive. It not only talks about this specific instance, but it talks about how ad reads in general work for broadcast shows, and I talk specifically about RT podcast and how it comes to be that we read the copy that you hear.
we try to be as transparent as humanly possible and as professionally possible with our audience. And we have since day one.
Yeah,
and that's
absolutely.
never changed. I see a lot of before full screen comments back in the day. We are operating this. I was just talking about this with Bernie. We are operating this since day one. We've been operating this with a spare bedroom mentality. The difference is we have our spare bedroom is a lot bigger,
Yeah.
and we were instead of talking to 10,000 people, now we're talking to millions of people,
Yeah.
and we're still applying those spare bedroom mentalities to it because it's what we know.
Yeah, right.
We're trying to be as upfront and as transparent with the audience as humanly possible, which is why. And I'm not involved directly in this. I didn't do an ad read. I wasn't on the RT podcast, but it's something that's important to me personally because I have a personal experience with it. And one of the things that I've seen and why I asked you to do this, and it didn't come from marketing, it didn't come from Ezra or Full Screen or
There's
any
no
of that
talking
shit.
points
This was me.
Right, yeah.
I was eating dinner last night with Bernie and some people, and I was thinking, and I got this idea in my head, and then I approached you, and we decided that we wanted to do this. I guess I can go personal with this. Maybe is
Okay.
the way to do it.
I'll allow it.
Thank you, sir. Just if I step out of bounds, just let me know at any point. And the reason I'm going to do this, I'm going to go back a little bit, and this is I apologize if I'm too verbose, and this is where the 30-minute thing comes in, Gus. I'm sorry in advance.
Oh, shit.
13 months ago, I quit drinking, and I was overwhelmed by the positivity that I received from the community. I kind of expected it, but I was overwhelmed with it. What I wasn't prepared for, and it's not something that I have talked about publicly, is the amount of people that have contacted me privately, both in person and online, through all forms of social media, who have said to me, I didn't realize I had a problem with alcohol until I heard you describe your problem, and I saw similarities. Or they said to me, I quit drinking a year before you did, and I was really fucking struggling with it, and hearing you talk about going through it made me feel like my problems were not so personal, and that seeing that other people are struggling with this and going through this and having success with it emboldened me a little bit through a rough time.
Yeah.
And that happens to me 2 or 3 times a week, and I very quietly have private conversations with these people of support, and it's been probably one of the most rewarding experiences I've had in the past 15 years with this amazing career that we've had and this amazing community that we've all built together. Not something that I anticipated, not something that I was looking for, but I have a personal guilt that I have experienced, that I have dealt with for a long time, where I felt like, without saying I think kids should drink, I was, by my actions, drinking beer, getting drunk on stage, I was low key promoting alcohol constantly. And I have a tremendous amount of guilt for that. And so I'm trying to undo any level of damage that I may have caused to the universe in that process.
Yeah.
And so hearing that I'm in some way helping even one person, I hate when you hear that thing. You're like, if it changes one life, then it's all worth it. It's like, I hate to hear that. People are like such dickheads. But then I experience it and I go, oh, people say that because it's real. Like, I fucking tear up and I cry all the time from these personal stories people like choose to share with me. And it made me realize that having an open and honest conversation can break down a lot of stigmas. Now, I've been watching this ED thing like a hawk. I'm only speaking about the ED side because I have not tackled the hair loss problem yet. I'll have to deal with that someday too, probably. But this is the world I'm living in right now. I'm seeing a lot of half-truths. I'm seeing a lot of, I think, unintentional shaming going on in the community that people don't realize that they're doing. And it's something that I feel similarly, and I feel a responsibility when somebody tells me that they had a problem with alcohol and they want to talk about it. I feel a responsibility to them as a community member to go down that road with them and talk with them, and I'm happy to do it. I think that there are a lot of people that suffer from ED in silence for a few reasons. And I suffer from ED, and I have for a very long time. And it really sucks. But I have, and part of what I want to talk about is how I've dealt with it. And when it happened to me in my late 20s, it's a super, super embarrassing thing to deal with. It's humiliating. And I'm a person, one of the things I keep reading about is that people say, no adult human male should have a problem talking to their doctor. That's bullshit. I don't buy in. I don't subscribe to the idea that people are too scared to talk to their doctor about it, or that they would lie to their doctor about it. I'm a person who gets paid to talk to an audience. I shit my pants. I race to a microphone so I can tell 500,000 people I just shit on my brand new white leather sofa. It smelled horrible. And I'm telling you, that a person in my 20s, that person who I feel like I'm kind of fearless when it comes to entertainment.
Oh, we know that, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't get embarrassed. My personal struggle was so embarrassing, and it was so hard for me to acknowledge that I suffered from an issue like ED, that I ignored it until I could no longer ignore it any longer, for over a year. Then I tried to hide it from Griffin, my ex-wife at the time. I'd also like to preface this has nothing to do with my divorce. This was years ago. It's a problem we had that we dealt with. But I tried to hide it from her because it was embarrassing, and she's my best friend in my life partner.
Of course, right.
And I didn't feel comfortable talking to her about it. And that's not right. It's not right that I wouldn't feel comfortable talking to a doctor or my best friend who I wake up next to and go to bed next to every day of my life, and I share every intimate detail of my life with. But it doesn't, whether it's right or wrong, it's how I felt, and it's what I dealt with. And I suspect a lot of people feel similarly, and I don't think they should. And I hope that if I talk about it a little bit, maybe it'll be a little bit easier for people to approach it in their lives, because I suspect a lot of people are in a similar situation. Anecdotally, I think a lot of people go through this, and they just don't know what to do about it or how to reconcile it with themselves. What got me to confront this is when I thought I was doing a good job of hiding it, and you're like, oh, not tonight, Griffin. I'm exhausted. We shot all day long. You know,
Yeah.
You can only navigate that shit for so long before Griffin sat me down. I'll never forget this for the rest of my life. We were sitting on a retaining wall in the front yard of our yard in our driveway, and she pulled me aside to have a heart to heart, years ago, and said, "Am I doing something wrong? Are you not attracted to me anymore?" That was like getting punched in the face. Because Griffin was and is to this day, even though we're getting divorced, the most attractive woman I've ever set eyes on. And I'm so turned on by her, and she's so beautiful. And I realized that this thing that was affecting my self-worth and my confidence, I was now unintentionally outsourcing to her. Mm-hmm. And it was affecting her self-worth and her confidence. And that was a terrible self-realization. So that day, I went to the doctor and I got help. And the reason I want to talk about this from a couple of angles, one of them is that I have not seen anybody in the process of this express that they've gone through every avenue of solution for this, and I have.
Okay.
So I'm going to speak about my personal experiences. I went to a doctor, and in America, Viagra is a prescription drug for the moment. I had a long conversation with my doctor about that. He says that in my lifetime, it will be an over-the-counter drug. That he said in my lifetime, there would be a generic, cheap version of it. But we weren't there yet. And in America, we're still not there yet. This is a reality that we deal with. It would be much easier to buy it over the counter like you can in the UK or in Mexico or in Canada. But that is not the case for America.
The generic version does exist now, which is why we're here.
The generic version does exist, but it also, you can't be prescribed it. I can't go to the doctor and get prescribed it right now. They don't offer it.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. So, I went to the doctor. They took my blood pressure. They asked me some very generic questions. The one that I remember that sticks out to me is they asked me if I wake up with an erection. And I went, I can't remember the last time I woke up with a boner. And he goes, okay, cool. And they asked me the heart disease stuff. It was all really friendly and very easy. And by the way, it was not scary. And I was not embarrassed in the moment. And I should have done it a year before. It would have made my life and Griffin's life a lot easier.
So you just get in your own head about it.
You get in your own head about it. But it was so nonchalant and so cavalier. And I asked the doctor, and I'm like, why aren't these things legal? And he's like, yeah, there's a lot of money. You know, it's complicated. Healthcare industry in America is difficult. Well, I don't know what to tell you. But he said, I need to prepare you for something. This shit's expensive. And I know you have insurance, and your insurance is going to cover it. But they're not going to cover it in the way you think. And this is one of my sticking points in the process that I want to convey. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some samples for Cialis and Viagra. I want you to try that. I'm going to write you a prescription for Cialis. I think that that's what you need. But I will use these samples and determine which ones you want, if they're right for you, if it works for you, and let me know, and fill the prescription if it works. He's a really good doctor, really nice guy. I used all the samples, and for a while, it took a while to get through them all, and I chose Cialis, and I went to the doctor, or I went to the pharmacy to get a prescription, where he prescribed me 30 pills, which is supposed to last 3 to 6 months, typically. That was $900 for 30 pills.
Damn.
If you use those pills quarterly, that's, maybe Gus can do the math. I don't know any other. $3,600 a year just on dick pills. This is not
it's like $10 a day.
This is not a life-threatening illness. This is a quality of life-threatening issue. So it's not of paramount importance. And in that moment, I thought, I've been blessed with a very fortunate life. I have a great career. My dick don't work so good right now, but I have a great career. Thank God I can afford $900 4 times a year, or 3 or 4 times a year for this. But what about guys?
Yeah, you told me about this yesterday, and I said that's like the kind of stuff that starts a revolution, right? When only people who can afford it are allowed to get boners anymore.
What happens to the guys out there who can't? No, absolutely.
I mean, it's true.
What happens to, like, I'm fortunate that in my 20s I could afford that, or in my early 30s. But how many people that are working at a fucking, like, a Jiffy Lube or in an office somewhere at a tech sports center like we used to be at Telenetwork, that even if they have the courage and the internal fortitude or intestinal fortitude to go and talk to a doctor and they get over the embarrassment, the shame and all that, then they get prescribed a medicine that they can't afford to use. I think it's fucking sucky.
It sucks.
This is years and years ago that I did that. What I would do, and the pharmacy was very helpful, and the doctor was very helpful. When I would go to get checkups, they would give me samples if they had them. They would also give me coupons whenever they could find coupons. At some point over the course of a decade, I ran out of coupons and samples. I'm not gonna get any more. And then you're just paying for it out of pocket. Now, I dipped in and out of using ED medication because you have better days, you have worse days. You know, sometimes you need it, sometimes you don't. And then the last couple years, I just wasn't as sexually active, and so I stopped filling my prescription. And I would keep some pills around occasionally, whatever, if it came up. Then I got separated, and I started to think about how difficult this process was to go through with my best friend. And now, not that I'm super sexually active now, but I'm going to begin the process of finding another woman, probably a woman, who knows, maybe I'll meet Ryan Philippe, and then he'll fall in love with me, and then he'll be a dude.
I'll give his number.
Chances are I'm not going to get to meet Ryan Philippe.
Then he'll leave you for someone else.
Oh, Tom, if I could meet Tom Hardy, too.
So
Anyway,
know, he will.
Venom.
so I'm going to meet some woman, and I don't want to start a relationship with her dealing with this wedge, right? And having to explain this. So I went to go back and get on the prescription. This is maybe 4 or 5 months ago, maybe 6 months ago. I went back to the doctor to refill my prescription. And I did. It took 2 seconds, tested my blood pressure, I was out the door. Once again, very easy, and I recommend anybody who suffers from this or thinks they suffer from it to go see a doctor. This is not me trying to hawk that product that you guys at ED advertised. I just think this is a good opportunity to use our microphone to talk about a problem that affected me that I think probably affects a lot of other people. So I went back to the doctor, or I went back to the pharmacist, and the pills are $1,300 now. 30 pills was $1,300.
Jesus. So almost a 50% increase in cost.
About like a 45% increase, right, in cost in a few years since I'd filled it. And I thought to myself, well, this is the last time I'm going to buy Cialis, because even though, thank God, I can afford it, Gus, what's the math? What's the Gus on that 4 times a year?
happens.
$5,200 a year.
Fucking Christ, in dick pills, right? So I thought, this is the last time I'm going to buy these dick pills. I'm just going to have to find another way to deal with this. I was at a wedding like a month later. I was talking to a guy who I kind of know who, we got on the subject and I kind of felt okay talking to him about it. And he was like, oh yeah, no adult male I know buys like
Pays full price
for actual Viagra or Cialis. And I go, well, what do you do? And he goes, I buy my shit online. And I go, what? You can do that? And he goes, I buy it. He goes, I either go. He lived in California. He goes, I either go down to Mexico and I buy like 100 pills for like 16 pesos or whatever it is, at some kludgy ass pharmacy.
That's a lot
across
less than
the border.
$5,200 a year.
Yeah. Or I buy it online from the UK, from some bullshit website on the UK or Canada. And I go, you can do that? That's legal? He goes, yeah, everybody does it. He goes, I don't know anybody who just goes to a doctor and gets Viagra. I do it this way. And I thought, I'm going to see what that's like. I'm going to try that. Mm-hmm. So I literally Googled like Cialis online and I found the websites he's talking about. And it's like rx-pharmacy-co.uk, right? And I look and sure enough, I get Cialis for like $6 a pill. And so I thought, oh, I'll fucking try this. I entered in my date of birth and my credit card information. That's all I entered in. And 3 weeks later, a fucking incredibly sketchy package showed up that was very unprofessionally packed. And in it were these pills, and they were still in their little wrappers, and they had the name on it, and they had the expiration date. But I looked at these and I thought, there's no way I'm putting these in my body.
Who knows what you got?
Who knows what I got? I guess this was not the answer I was looking for.
Right.
I guess I'm back to square one. I'm just not going to be sexually active for a while until at some point in America, which is what we're dealing with. I realize a lot of the people that are talking about this are dealing with international issues. And this is a very nuanced conversation. And it goes to the difference between America and how we treat prescription drugs and how we advertise prescription drugs versus the rest of the world and how they do it and what is very natural to us. I can't turn on a Celtics game without getting an ad for Xarelto or
my entire life
Flonase
growing up.
or whatever it is. And none of that stuff bothers me.
I get excited when I see Austin in a prescription commercial. Like, hey, I know what that is.
I know, exactly. they go across the bridge with the grapefruit grip thing.
You're like, oh, those guys.
But and not to get off on a slight aside, like as Americans, at least maybe our generation because we're older, I don't think advertising is inherently bad. Like just the other day, I was on a website and I got a banner ad for there's this Australian musician I like named Courtney Barnett, who none of my friends like. None of you guys even know who she is. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't have, and it was letting me know Courtney Barnett's playing in Austin in May, and I would have never found out about that if it wasn't for this banner ad. So I immediately went and I bought tickets. And I'm like, oh, that was cool. That ad helped me. Ads can be helpful.
It's radio ad. That's why I'm drinking this.
I drink Diet Pepsi at home now, specifically because I saw a Diet Pepsi ad on TV and I thought, I'm so fucking sick of Diet Coke. I'm gonna try something different. I'm like, other options exist, and so I died. And now I'm drinking right now.
I was waiting. I was waiting. It startled me a little.
Very
it
funny.
startled me a lot. It came from behind me.
Loud.
Regardless, I'm getting off the subject. So I was kind of back to square one, and what I really felt sad for was the people who, even if they have the conversation with a doctor, then their hands are tied financially. Mm-hmm. Because who can afford to pay $47 every time you want an erection? It's expensive and it's bullshit. And it sucks that it's so easily accessible in other parts of the world because it's deemed medically safe by their governments, and our government is catching up. And honestly, we don't want to get into the whole side, but it's the prescription drug industry is a huge industry, and there's too much money to be made to handle these things responsibly. So when I saw the controversy and Gus was advertising the pill and then there was the whole thing, I went to the website and I thought, I'm going to try this out. So I have done it the doctor prescription way, and I have done it the
sketchy way.
Fucking Mexican back alley way.
Hey.
Hispanic back alleyway. Latin back alleyway.
That's better. Much better. Because we backpedal on that one.
Could be anyone.
And now I'm going to try it this way. And I just want to share my experience because I haven't seen anybody talk about it. When I went to that website, I had to put in my driver's license. I had to take a photo of my driver's license, put that in. And they asked me every question that the doctor asked me. If anything, it was a little more thorough. And this is not a defense for this product. I'm just saying that this was my experience with it.
Right, a lot of people are making assumptions about how it works, how the process works.
I got to the point where it asked for my blood pressure. Luckily, I knew my blood pressure because I had just been to the doctor for a checkup recently, and it was within whatever date range it gave me. Like, have you had your blood pressure checked in the last X number of weeks or whatever it was? And So I thought, I'm not going to put that in and see what happens. It kicked me out of the system and said, you need to go see a doctor to get your blood pressure. And I want to say it may have even offered me a link to go find like a Walmart in my local town that had it or whatever. But it may not have done that. I might be misremembering
They
that.
tell you that a lot of grocery stores and pharmacies have
Yeah.
blood pressure reading machines. If you
But
want to.
I did know my blood pressure medicine, or my blood pressure, so I went back and I entered it in. And the thing that stuck with me is one of the biggest questions it asked me was, do you get an erection in the morning? And I thought, oh, that's exact. Like, that was the thing that stuck out with me from the doctor.
Same
that
question,
He
yeah.
seemed to key into. All the questions were the same. It seemed like a very professional service. I haven't received the pills yet. One thing I will also say is in the process it assigned me a doctor, it gave me his name, it gave me his phone number, it gave me his office hours and his email address, and it encouraged me to contact that doctor. Now, I don't know who that guy is, but irregardless, there are people that are going to pick this apart for a myriad of reasons. I'm just sharing my personal experience. And my hope by hijacking off topic and hijacking this conversation is just to say that I think that there are a lot of people, and reading those comments online, I think that there are a lot of people out there who are refusing to acknowledge that they have a problem, or they're scared to acknowledge that they have a problem, or they're suffering in silence because they're embarrassed or they can't afford it. And I know that in a year or so from now, I've read that stuff's going to be that easily available in the States, but it's still not going to be cheap. It takes about 5 years for generic medication to come down to the price that it should be at. There's like a stair-stepping process, so it's not an immediate solution. But I just want the audience to know that we at Rooster Teeth weren't like Gus advertised these pills, and I'm supporting Gus advertising those pills because I've suffered from the same problem, and I tried it, and I've had the multiple experiences, and it wasn't the experience that people are writing it to be. I'm not saying it's the same as going to see a doctor in person, but if I can use this bully pulpit to hop on and to tell you guys to go to a doctor, even if you go to a doctor and get the prescription, and then you just fill the prescription through that company or whatever, or just if you're rich, sell your car to buy dick pills, whatever you want to do. But like,
I want to hijack what you're saying there for a second.
Yeah.
So I'll admit, I had a fuck up, and I did something wrong in my ad read, and it's because I lied. And I'll tell the truth now. So in my ad read, I said that I went through the process, I bought the pills just to try it out. And the reality is that maybe my dick doesn't work as well as it used to. And I was embarrassed to say it on the RT podcast. But it's like, because of this backlash, and I need to come clean and say it. I talked on the RT podcast recently about having my annual physical checkup for my 40th birthday, and I had my wonderful prostate exam, which is weird. That's the thing. Like, I'll talk about that all day. Talk about how the guy stuck his hand up my ass. But it's like, after he's done doing that, the doctor then segues like, "Oh, you're 40 now. Do you have any problems with, ED?" I was like, "Well, I don't." It's like, I don't know. My dick, it still works. It doesn't work as good as it used to. I'm very open with my doctor. Like my doctor he put his hand up my ass. My doctor's seen everything, right?
He opened you.
Yeah, and
I guess I'm kind of like Gavin's doctor.
And he offered me, a prescription for pills. I don't remember which one it was. But I said, at the time I was like, I know I'm going to try to work out better. And I know I've talked about this in RT podcast. I drink less. I drink less than half what I used to. I eat a lot more healthy. I've been trying to incorporate more exercise. So I had the background, and I had had this discussion with my doctor. So when the sponsor came up, I was like, oh, well, I was already offered a prescription. I could just try this service out.
Yeah.
And order some pills. And that's what I did. And I did not honestly address that in the RT podcast. And that was the biggest mistake.
And I think that what you did was par for the course with most adult males. And I don't know why it's embarrassing. I don't know why there's a self-imposed stigma on it. But as a guy who is able to have a doctor put his hand up his ass, he's not able to be honest with a doctor. People say, like, nobody lies to their doctor. I can't tell you how many times I went to the doctor for checkups, and they're like, how many days a week are you drinking? And I'm like, I don't know, 3 or 4, 6. You do. It's embarrassing. You lie about all kinds of stuff. You shouldn't. You absolutely shouldn't. But that doesn't mean you don't, And I think that there are a lot of people out there that are self-shaming and low-key shamed without realizing it by the comments and stuff that are going on out there. And I just wanted to use this opportunity, while this is a hot button issue, just to recommend that if you have a problem, seek help in some capacity. Yeah. And if you can, whatever, if you can afford Viagra, then fine. If you want to wait 5 years or 4 years for it to be affordable in America, then fine. But the decision to sell these pills and to support that product didn't come from it wasn't just because we're some. I hate that.
I'm not a mouthpiece.
I hate that there is this idea that because we we did the deal with Full Screen, that we have sold out and we don't care about our audience and that we're puppets from some like AT&T overlord who's pulling the strings, when none of that could be further from the truth.
And I talk about that process in the journal. Again, if you haven't read the journal, I can't encourage you enough to go read it.
Yeah. And it's personally fucking offensive to me that, and I don't want to get off on another tangent, but for 15 years, Gus and Bernie and Matt and I and then later Joel and all these and Michael and your Matt and Jeremy and all these people and all the people behind the scenes right now, they get up every day and they clock in to get a paycheck, but they clock in to make fucking content to entertain you people. And the idea that we would misuse that relationship that we've been forging for 15 years with this audience, it irks the shit out of me. And it irks the shit out of me that you, the royal you, the person who feels comfortable saying that we're just a bunch of fucking corporate sellouts, wouldn't give us wouldn't just listen to us first.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm going to maybe pivot a little bit here. And I don't want to say that, like, not everyone inside Rooster Teeth feels the same way or as strongly as you or I do.
100%.
And there are definitely people who have opinions all over the place, and we're still trying to reconcile that internally and figure it out. And I'll be blunt. The first draft of my journal said, I support the sponsor and I'm keeping them.
Yeah.
And some people decided to like tell me like, hey, maybe you should calm that down a little bit. It's like, okay, you're right. I can see the value in opening this up to discussion. So and that's why we're trying to see all sides of this. How does, not only internally how do we feel, but how does the audience feel about it? Why do they feel the way they do about it? And the purpose of the journal was to outline, just kind of like dispel some misconceptions.
Yeah.
And kind of like just be like, this is how it works. This is how the sausage is made. No pun intended. And now you know what we go through. Now you know what we go through in order to get all of this done. So, please leave a comment on the journal. Let us know one way or another. Thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever.
And I wanted to say too, just talking about the they have to do this, they have to do that. I get every single sponsor sent to me for this podcast. And it says, do you want the sponsor? I was on the call with Gus. Now, I don't have the similar experience that you and Gus went through, but it was, which maybe I can't articulate, in a copy the 25-minute phone call we had with the company.
Right.
You know what I mean? And this goes to beyond just, they were just throwing something and then they don't give a shit and move on. At least, I don't even know exactly who was on it, but like myself, Gus, I think James from Funhouse was there. There was at least 5 or 6 on-screen people you see every day in content at Rooster Teeth, all in there for their own departments, on calls, asking questions, going, is this something that I would feel comfortable sponsoring? Is this something that I would feel comfortable offering to the audience? There's many, many times sponsors come through and some departments take them and some don't. Yeah. There's a number of times.
This was one of the cases
where someone says, hey, do you want this? And again, I don't have a particular experience, as far as like you guys leading into this, but I certainly lean on other people's experience. I don't know how many times we've gotten a potential sponsor and I'll say, I'm not sure, I don't really, they're always like, here's their website, here's their information, check it out. Especially if it's something that I can't use though. Like I couldn't use this, you know what I mean? I couldn't, even if I wanted to. Like I don't need it, it's a prescription, you know what I mean? I have people like Gus, I turn to Gus, and I say, hey, you've used the sponsor, or you're familiar with this.
We were talking about a different sponsor earlier this morning.
That's what I'm saying all the time. It's like, you're familiar with this, how do you feel about it? Can you tell me anything more that maybe I don't know, I'm not familiar with it? So, and it's even for off topic, as stupid as it is, as dumb as it is, like, Michael just, reads the iPad and that's it. And it's like, yeah, but it goes through before it gets here. You know what I mean? There's a bit of a fucking vetting process before it just gets slapped on the table. If we didn't vet fucking ad reads, we'd have 700 an episode. You have no idea. You have no clue, like, how many things we say no to. Whether it just doesn't fit the brand, it's like, that's a cool product, but it doesn't really make sense here, or I don't like this. This looks, I don't know, I would say Gus is the key person who because generally sponsors get blasted out to the producers on the different shows. Gus will be the first person to reply either, I know this, I've used this before, or whatever, or, oh no, there's like, don't use this.
There was that one recently, remember, where they were like, what about this? And I was like, well, this looks like a fucking scam.
Nope, you're like, fuck this. I did my research, blah, 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 blah. So again, I just wanted to throw that in there. Like, that level exists on every single show.
Yeah.
Of every, podcast, any broadcast show, when we do the Achievement Hunter ad reads, it's just to just pivot the narrative that they think someone walks in the door, throws us some money,
some pills
and
and
a
cash.
piece of paper.
Yeah.
And then we leave, and it's like I just have to read it. Yeah, people have pointed out it's like, oh, Michael just reads on the thing. It's like because I asked broadcast, can you type up a human thing I can look at, read? It's like concise, and I add my own opinion in the middle of it. I do it all the time.
Yeah.
Every time I put it down and I talk to the camera, that's me adding my own opinion because I didn't write it. I don't spend time before the podcast. I'm fortunate enough to have broadcasts where I walk in and they hand it and say, hey, we typed up the sponsors, But the idea that I don't know what the sponsor is or I don't know what we're getting into is just
Or
completely
that you
inaccurate.
just don't care about
Right.
what you're pushing on the audience.
It's completely
There's,
inaccurate.
and sometimes they there's certain things that we want you to hit this because we want people to know about it. I
Yeah.
mean, even me, I sponsor a lot of games. We do the whole Let's Play Presents things with Ubisoft. I love all the games I play for them. I absolutely love them.
Yeah,
I love Far Cry and Ghost Recon and stuff like that. But it's we want to make sure you say this thing. So when I'm reading off of paper, it's not like I'm saying
You don't know
I'm
what you're talking
lying.
about.
I'm not
Right.
making it
Yeah.
up. It's I love this game. It's just I got to make sure that I say this is out this weekend to make sure to
Right.
do this.
Check
It's
out
you just
this,
have
or-
certain points. Everything else is just you being I love this. I love it. I use this. I know this.
And that's just to get the information out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly like what you said, where you wouldn't have even known about the concert.
The Courtney Barnett
if,
show.
Yeah, if it didn't even show up
Exactly.
on that.
And it's just, another thing is I saw a lot of responses to your response, which, by the way, it was I thought very eloquent and very well worded.
Thank you. I
And
think I've replied to quite a few of the comments.
I've been watching you do it. It was also, you sent me that reply last night and we talked about it, and it was something that was discussed with people who, because we want to make sure that we're being open and transparent and honest with the audience, and I thought you framed it very well. And I see a lot of response typical corporate bullshit response from Gus.
I didn't get that. Yeah.
Still ignoring us. There's a difference that never are you ignored. We have.
If
that's not how
I
this
was
works.
ignoring you, I wouldn't have posted the journal.
Yeah,
we wouldn't be sitting here talking.
There's a difference between respectfully disagreeing with you and ignoring you. And I think that's getting lost in the message a little bit, or lost in the conversation. We're not always gonna, and to go back to your earlier point, we're not always gonna agree all the time. I haven't received these pills yet, I should be fair. I don't know if they work or not. I'll let you know after I do if you want to know, if anybody gives a shit. Or people might say, we have had enough of your dick. Nobody wants to hear about it.
It's been 15 years.
No one's
had
gonna say
a
that.
nickel.
Put it back in the black box.
No one's gonna say that.
We're done.
No
We're
one
done
here's
with
had
Jeff and
enough
his
of your
cock
dick.
talk.
No.
You say put it
No.
back in the black box?
Yeah, or whatever, because I don't
Just,
talk
no,
about
you put it back in the toilet seat.
Slam it, yeah.
Slam it closed
Slam it on
forever.
the toilet seat.
Forever. Close
I don't
the
know if
lid
these
on
fucking
it.
pills work or not. I don't know if it's a piece of shit. I don't know that I'll get them. When I got the response, it said, thank you, you'll be hearing from our doctor soon. I don't even know that I'm going to get the fucking things. But regardless, we take this shit seriously. And I don't know, I haven't formed an opinion on this product yet because I haven't had it yet. But like you said, there are people in the company that agree and disagree, and it's all, and we do have a moral center, and we are trying to do what's best for the audience and for ourselves. And I wouldn't be sitting up here and talking about this if I didn't think that this was an important topic and a great platform to talk about a problem that I have suffered for, that I think a lot of men have suffered for, but also give some transparency and insight into how we do these things.
For the record, you and I are both very stubborn when we think we're right.
Yeah.
So I just want to throw that out
And
there.
that is another thing, and I will actually bring up a conversation I had with Bernie today, where he was in support of me doing this, and he goes, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And I go, "I think so." And I said, "But I recognize that Gus is on board and I'm on board, and we want to talk about this. But I know that Gus and I are stubborn, and I know that sometimes our need to be right obfuscates common sense." And I guess I don't know if I'm being too stubborn right now in my approach to this, or maybe I should just shut my fucking mouth. And the thing that Bernie said to me was, he said, in the years that we've worked together, I've learned, I trust your instincts, and I think your instincts are usually right. And if your instinct is to talk about this, then I think you should, and which is why I'm here, and which is why we did this.
Yeah.
And I hope that this engenders more discussion on the site and all over social media, wherever you guys want to talk about it. I just hope that people are respectful. I will always be respectful. Well, except for good-natured jokes where we kid around. But when of substantive matters, I will be respectful to the audience, and I would hope that they would be respectful to each other and to us as well.
Yeah, I see a lot of really angry people on the internet. I don't know why that is. Just be nice. I mean, we can disagree, and
It's okay.
we're working on figuring this out. So, I mean, like I said, I can't say it again. I can't say it enough. Leave us feedback one way or another. Let us know.
But let's not accuse each other of being the worst people on earth.
And we can all point at Trump for that.
Yeah, we have that. He runs our country. Unless you support him, and then yay, he's a great dude. He's not though. He's human trash.
No.
But anyway, so that's it. I'm sorry.
38 minutes.
38 minutes. I knew it was going to run long.
Yeah, he
my
called
dick,
it.
my dick
Wow,
doesn't
how long
work
did
so
he call? He said 30 minutes, and you laughed.
Yeah. I was
My
like,
dick
yeah.
doesn't work so good sometimes. To encapsulate everything, and if you suffer from a similar problem and you are embarrassed and you are shamed, whether it be socially or inwardly, it's not the end of the fucking world to go talk to a doctor. It may be too expensive of a solution for you right now if you live in the United States and you don't have access to generic meds, so you might have to wait a while, or you might have to take out a loan to make your dick work, whatever you do, because I don't know that many people that can afford $1,300 a quarter to get a hard dick.
Let's have a new startup. Dickpillloans.com.
Dickpillloans.com. Low interest loans for your cock. Yeah.
All right. I'm not going to hijack your shit anymore.
Yeah, I'm going to get
I
fired.
haven't eaten lunch yet. I got to go eat.
Oh, you want some?
What you got? Oh, no. God, no.
What you got? He was really excited for
He
it.
really
Yeah,
turned around
into
with
it,
some
like-
spring in his step, and then
guys.
yeah, bye, Jeff.
Hey, dude.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, what I missed?
Hey, man.
Nothing much. I was suspiciously timed.
What, the entrance and exits?
Yeah. How long were you waiting?
Matt,
38
you can
minutes.
move
The-
over.
The secret is Gus and I are the
Don't
same
get
person.
upset
Ah,
with me.
Yeah, we changed.
interesting. I honestly, speaking of my dick, I gotta take a piss.
Really?
All right. And then there were three.
Sounds like my dick's working good.
What is that? Really?
No, it's kidneys.
I'm all liquid now.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
That's
all
true.
liquid.
So do you even shit anymore? I'll ask you when you get back.
Do you really want to know?
Nah, not really.
If he doesn't pee for an hour, he will literally just blast.
Well, isn't that a lot of like diets like that when
That'd be
you
a
drink
way
shit?
to go.
Isn't it like because it flushes everything out? Like that's the whole
You
point
would-
of it, right?
in
It's
theory,
like-
You would have to shit.
people are like you
something.
Why?
you
Well,
detox
no, I mean, like,
it.
you have some shit still in you from before.
I mean, you for a day or two, sure.
Yeah, but I, mean,
Isn't
I,
it
don't,
like
I don't know how
it's-
shit is.
It's called
formed.
like
I don't know what, like, you have to-
detoxifying or shit like that,
Yeah.
right? Where
Cleanse.
it's like the cleanse
what
and
it's
shit like
called.
that, which I can
a
only
good
assume is just your ass is a faucet.
All right.
Like
what's happening inside Michael's body right now? It's like the movie The Purge. Okay.
Right.
All
That's
the
just like
organs
just
are
killing
like
everything.
they've got fucking grit. Like the kidneys have been hating on the liver for years. It's like
I know that
everything's
game.
legal. Go nuts.
Assassins,
I think
everything
it-
is permitted.
They were more of like a tsunami. That shit is just flushing
Cascading
everything.
down.
Yeah, cascading right through it. It's like a
I've never
mudslide
tried
of
one.
disgustingness.
What, like a liquid diet?
Yeah, I still don't understand what the end goal is.
What fascinates me is I've had a solid diet, but I've had liquid shit.
You mean a solid diet. You
It
mean,
means
oh,
it's
I see
called
what you're saying.
solid.
That's
Yeah.
called being sick.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, is it?
When you
Or is
have
it
when
called
you have
being
liquid
righteous?
shit when you're eating real food is usually
Well, that's-
something's wrong.
That's
Well,
when
maybe
you're
I should go to a doctor. I don't know. but-
AKA me on PAX on Saturday or something.
That's when your body has just pulled the ripcord, though. It's
Yeah,
like
that's
it
kinda what I
used to
was
be
thinking,
like,
where it's
okay,
like-
some of this goes to the urine, some of this goes to the poop. But it's like, fuck it out now,
Yeah.
all of it.
What's it? I want to know.
I don't
like,
care where it comes from,
It's gotta-
just get it out of you.
There's gonna be like one piece of food that I eat that's like as soon as it hits my stomach, that's when the body's like, that's it. That we got to do it. This is it's done.
it. It's over.
By the way,
Get it out.
the fastest and hardest this show has ever pivoted from like
Something else
We're
to
saying
shit.
something
To shit.
important to like shit.
Well, when someone's only drinking, you have to ask the shit question.
It's true.
I still want to know the why question though.
I mean, okay, so there.
What's
Like, here's the
this
thing. I
shot?
can't
I don't
answer
know
that.
what
I've never. There must be some. No, that's not true. I was gonna say there must be some benefit to it. That's not accurate. There doesn't need to be some benefit to it,
Well,
right?
there should be.
What do you mean? Okay, there should be, but that
Look,
doesn't mean that
if
there
I'm
is.
sacrificing something that tastes good to only drink my food, there's got to be a benefit.
That could also mean that you got duped.
I
True.
guess,
Right,
but,
you know what I mean?
Even
Like-
the promise of a benefit, whether it's real or not. Like,
Here's the thing. I think the biggest benefit to it that I would see, like just offhand, not knowing about it, is that A, you're getting more vegetables than you would in a normal diet, which is always good. More fruits and veggies, which is always good.
Is that more? Why would that be more?
If you just
Well, 'cause
don't
they're all- that's all
regularly
it
eat
is.
them. You know what I
Like,
mean? I don't go home and eat
that's not a
kale,
meat
but I'll
shake.
go to Jamba Juice and get a shake with kale in it, and it's like now I'm having more veggies than I would if I didn't have that.
But he's drinking 5 of those
Yes.
a day, and they're only this big.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like each one of those is maybe like a serving and a half of vegetables.
True, but it's more vegetables than if you got a Big Mac.
Yeah,
Is what I mean. It depends on
It's
what your
more than the
previous
lettuce
diet.
and the tomato
It depends
that
on what your
might be
previous
in there.
diet was. Also, it's probably a better control on how many calories you're taking in.
that's probably true.
Right, you
I don't
know exactly how many calories per thing you're taking.
I don't know
in.
what calories, how many I eat.
By the way,
a lot probably.
I'm
but
pretty sure the Fitbit's a liar.
Why
When
is
it
that?
comes to like, it's like
It
you
is a
burned how
robot.
many calories today? And
Oh,
they're like, I
that
don't
shit.
think that's accurate.
That shit's made to make you feel bad.
No, I think it's made to make
when
you feel
run
good.
like when you run like 2 miles on the treadmill and
I wouldn't
everything,
know
and it's
anything
like
about
you
that.
burned enough for a banana.
No,
I'm like,
no.
thanks.
Well, that absolutely, but no, this I think is a liar in the other way. It's like you burned like 6,000 calories today. I'm like,
You can go
yeah,
crazy.
sure, I could eat a lot if that's the case, and I can't.
Definitely not the case.
I'll weigh 400 pounds if I.
There's nothing
obey
like
the
watching
watch.
that number
If I
slowly tick up
obey
when
the
you're on the
watch,
treadmill.
the shoes is for me.
God damn.
I don't know, man. I just want to eat food that I like.
I mean, that's fine.
I mean,
that's
yeah.
why I love Callus Bod so much. Like, that's why that's such a thing for me. Is because it's like, yeah, you look
He
like you're
enjoys it.
strong and you could lift something and whatnot, but you also look like you don't hate
You
yourself.
could lift a fucking chicken right into your mouth.
Right. When I see people who are like cut and have the abs and everything, I'm like, you have a miserable life.
That's
Yeah.
again.
Like, your life
don't-
sucks.
You look
I
like
don't
a
get it.
Marvel hero.
Again,
Yeah.
I specifically go to that, and again, it's stupid. People get like bent into shape, and it's like, oh, that guy's rich and famous. How could he hate his life? It's like, yeah, but like if you can't do anything with it,
Yeah.
like Chris
Yeah.
Evans, his life is just eating and working out. Let the man be free. Like, what is he doing
pets-
with that money?
he
He's
pets
like,
dogs, too.
oh, I'm rich. I'm so rich.
You say that.
Time to go work out for 3 hours.
They can't go the other way on you though. Like, have you seen Russell Crowe?
In general,
Not
I've
before.
seen him.
Yeah.
Like, not
the-
lately. or-
so do you know what's going on with him right
No,
now?
I have no idea.
Okay, so he's getting divorced, so he's selling like everything he owns.
Okay.
Like he's years of memorabilia. And there was like a news report that he was walking around like this huge warehouse full of the shit that he has collected over the years, like the gladiator swords,
I
fucking
saw
jockstrap
the
from Mirko or
gladiator
whatever.
fucking chest piece that he was selling. I
Damn.
didn't realize it was part of that.
Dude, he has been off movies for a while or something because it's amazing how round he is.
Oh,
Really?
he got the round stomach thing.
It'll happen.
It's like
an
right
older
there.
dude
I've got
thing,
people
right?
in my family that like
Yeah,
that.
that's my
That's
uncle.
the New Jersey.
Yeah, my uncle, he was like ripped his entire life, and then it's like after he got to a certain age, it's just like, and
Well,
he stayed.
That's what I
there
can't wait
forever.
for. I gotta
Yeah.
wait for the right moment.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
just have to still be ripped.
The problem living that life of getting that stupid ripped body is your body gets used to like
Yup.
doing that, and as
Yup.
soon as you go off that workout, it's like fuck it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's awful.
It's waiting.
my
It's-
body-
Your gut's just like this for 30 years.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna give up. Now. Just go for
I'm
it.
acclimated the entire other
Right,
way.
you're good.
Yeah, I'm good. Like,
That's
if I
good.
ever
Your
start
body doesn't
working out-
expect to be treated right.
Yeah, if you start working out, you'll die.
Yeah.
Probably.
You'll just drop dead. You've gone too far. You're
can
too
only
well
hope.
trained. Yeah. That's pretty. You've set yourself up pretty well.
yeah, I
man.
mean, you know,
as long as
it's a nice life.
if you can like live through your 20s, I think your chances are gonna go up as you continue.
But I
on.
figure by then, like, medicine will just fix me right away.
Sure.
Like, it'll just be
Fucking
like,
Matt's laying home. He's like, technology will catch up. Modern medicine will get
Give me my fat pill. The fucked up shit is getting more advanced at the same time. It's like I got diabetes 4.
Yeah. 4. Yeah, the bit is. Bitis will get you.
I'd be okay dying to like a brand new disease. That'd be a revolution.
You want to be,
Well,
the,
at
you want
least-
to be
yeah.
the origin of like Bragg's
I'd get,
disease?
yeah,
As long
exactly.
as it's the
I'd get to have the
first.
disease.
Don't be the second guy.
That's true.
Be the
Bragg,
first guy.
Wow, come on,
Yeah.
Lou Gehrig wasn't the first to have Lou Gehrig's disease. It was just like, hey,
Well, that's
the
because he was
guy.
popular.
Yeah,
though.
Yeah.
You gotta be popular
You gotta
too.
have some clout. What's your
I got
clout
like
score?
9,000 followers. That works.
There it is.
Yeah.
That's enough for a
Not
disease
verified,
name if
but-
I've ever heard it. Yeah, I'm followers before I get a
That's
disease.
a diseased name if I've ever heard
We
of
used
it.
to call it super bitus, but now it's the Bragg's disease.
No, it's
Dude, I mean, you could just get ahead of the
Diabragus.
curve. You could get ahead of the curve. You just call the disease Brank.
Brank.
Yeah, I could.
Right, there you
I'll
go.
have to change
Rank
my name in a few
disease.
weeks.
You're hitting
so.
that harder than bit your back.
I'm
if
hitting
not-
it hard. I love hitting stuff hard that's really stupid and stands out, and I know it's not going to be out for weeks. It was just, there's no story to it. We were doing a Minecraft that's got to be weeks away.
Yeah.
And fucking Gavin just calls to Matt, and he goes, Matt Brank. And that was it. That was
it. He was
and then
stopped
we're
because
just
they knew he said it
yeah, I mean,
wrong.
he got attacked
The best
immediately.
part was I knew the setup already. It was like, all right, he's getting ready to insult me, and he fucked up. Now
Yeah, he
we
did.
get to do. We
He
reversed
did,
the insult.
and then
It
I
did
just,
reverse,
I just
yeah.
couldn't let go of Brank.
And
Just
like
couldn't
so
let
now
go
you
of
all
it.
the time are
It hurts.
responding to stuff with Matt Brank.
I went. There was a Matt Bragg like appreciation thread on the subreddit, and I just went in and typed Matt Brank. And that's it. That was it.
Matt Brank. Matt Brank.
I do it all the time. I just don't do it as like outwardly, I guess, or like saying what the thing is. I can't remember what Mario Party we filmed. It's Mario Party March. It was either 4 or 5. Which spoilers, if you haven't watched it, I'm gonna spoil who won week 4 and 5. So this is that. Now you should have clicked
For
away
what?
by
4
now.
and 5 for
4 and 5 of Mario Party March.
Mario Party
episode
March, okay.
4 and 5. I'm gonna spoil who won, so you have a chance now. But Brian miraculously won. Yeah, it was a good. They didn't cut to him. But like episode 4, we filmed it that day, and I want to say 1 had come out. There was some thread that I could go into. Maybe it was like week 1.
Or like a live
had
stream
come
or
out.
something. Yeah.
Something Mario Party related came out where like I could comment about the one, and I was like, or maybe I just tweeted it, but I was like, oh my god, the Mario Party we filmed today is amazing, and it was like 3.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Until it was coming out. And that was, if you were wondering, because I never really circled back and said, hey, this is the episode. It was the one when Ryan won. And then cut to episode fucking 5. And I was like, Jesus H. Christ. Hell of an episode. Oh.
You know who didn't have a great time that whole month? Luigi. Luigi got it rough.
That's because I stole Boo.
Yeah, I mean,
It's Your Day Boo was yours, and I just appropriated it.
Kevin didn't do too great either.
Gavin and I just were at the sucker
Well, here's the
dick at
thing.
bottom.
My first win was Gavin's win, essentially. Gavin made that
Yeah, I
happen.
mean, he
Yeah.
did.
That
He
was
did.
entirely him doing
He
it.
did.
By the way,
did.
why the hell does he call you Matt Bragg as if there was another Matt in the room?
I don't
Because
know.
it's Matt Hullum, I think.
I
But
mean,
I
Matt
guess.
Holmes
I
has been
thought that,
in the
but, like-
achievement room like 3 times.
Exactly.
Usually
True.
by accident.
Yeah.
Jeff
but
does that too, and I
It's
don't
a good
know
name,
why.
though.
Like,
It's a good last name.
If I'm
Use
talking
it.
online about Matt, I say, oh, you know,
Well, yeah.
Matt Bragg.
Well, that's
Because
a
like, I
line.
can't say Matt.
And it's like if we're talking in a video and you're like, hey, Matt, and Matt's been in the video the whole time, they're not going to go, is it Hullum?
yeah, exactly.
Make it.
I've been there exactly since it started. You know it's me.
I think it's because
not-
it's 2 syllables.
It's
It
a
is-
good name,
Right?
dude.
Matt
Let's
Bragg.
using
That's
it.
it. You can get that out in the same way that you can get out
So many
Ryan.
things
Well,
you can rhyme with.
and Moonball.
And
Matt Bragg.
Please
Sure.
don't do it that way.
Close.
From now on, it's done. You're Matt Bragg.
That's where that call's really
There we go.
evolved now.
Me bad.
I did an illegal call the other day.
You did?
Yeah.
I can't believe I did it. I yelled moonball and didn't throw a moonball.
I mean, it's illegal, but that's not nearly as offensive as not calling it.
That's
and
the
throwing
main.
it.
That's
That's
the
egregious.
That's
harshest
the number
penalty.
one. When you get hit in the fucking head from a moonball that wasn't called.
Right.
That's a killing offense.
Yelling moonball and not throwing it just causes panic.
The
and then
only
people
three
get
call.
upset.
The only 3 calls are there's an illegal call, there's a no call, and then there's an illegal wall. If you throw it off the wrong wall.
Sure.
Those are the only
Well,
Or
I've not heard of this illegal wall rule.
Yeah, you
that's also a
violated it
hard-
several times.
Why
I go,
don't you go with the wall?
Ryan,
Yeah, of course you don't know. I know you don't know
I'm
about
gonna
it.
call you an illegal wall, Ryan Haywood.
Like, if you're gonna make a new rule, you gotta like say something about the new rule.
You do need to put it on the board. I'll be honest.
The illegal.
It's not on the
illegal
board.
wall.
It's not on the board.
It's not a
There's
rule. It's
illegal
not on the
calls.
board.
We should put it on the board and then it'll be official.
Illegal call,
it?
and then there's no call.
Yeah, Jeff walked in the other day and he called it in like the quietest way while we all
That-
had headphones on.
I said I said
think
it was
that was
legal
so-
because I
I don't
heard
know.
it.
It was called, but
But-
But
barely.
he
quiet.
did it right by you.
He
Of
did it
course
by
you
me.
were.
Well,
No.
you suspect, but it's okay.
I mean, I caught wind of what was happening, so I knew what was going to happen when Jeff walked in the room and picked up the moonball.
Here's
I
the
knew
other
it was
thing
happening.
is-
the direct trajectory.
Yeah, you guys were on the
Yeah.
side that
No, I
was
know.
away from where the
I
target
agree.
was.
I agree. It's better when Jeff's standing near my desk because I won't get hit in the face with a moonball.
That's true. Well, sometimes.
Yeah.
No, he hit me in the face when at his desk.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
can do it
so-
at your desk too, I'm sure.
I mean, at least if he's throwing it from my desk, he has a better chance of hitting himself. So, like
true.
if he's standing there. That moonball, man.
Yeah.
Cause some shit.
I want to.
Refill. I got some
Yeah,
water.
man.
I want
That's
to take
good.
all the ones we have and put
Yeah.
them in the slingshot
Dude, by the
at
way,
the same time.
the slingshot's too small. We couldn't fit them all.
It's
in.
true.
well,
broke
I
the
mean,
slingshot.
at least like
Did
5
you
or 6
really?
then.
Oh,
The
you
slingshot's
broke it?
like busted. One of the handles is all busted.
Ah, we can
That's the
fix
worst.
that
Hey,
I explained to someone. I was like, "Yeah,
we need a new
slingshot's busted."
slingshot. We need a new slingshot right now.
We need bigger
No, we
slingshot.
just need a handle.
So
We
it
do
was
need
like,
a
"How did
bigger.
you break it?" I was like, "Well, the handles were
Pulling.
tied around my feet while I was pulling it over my head while I was
I do
laying on my
remember
bed."
Hey, look at Gavin and Dan. Here's the thing, though.
Well,
do
put
we
a
need
walk on
do
first.
we need a slingshot or do we need a trebuchet?
We could,
Trebuchet.
I mean,
Well,
why
no,
not
would
both?
Trebuchet really
Come
get
on
like
in,
a
I wanted
guys.
to. I wanted
Man,
to
it's getting
put-
real slow in
wanted
here.
to put-
Oh!
I heard trebuchet.
Hi, Dan.
Hey,
Dan.
guys.
Trebuchet?
I almost wore the what's the Nug Club? Which shirt did you see me in like a million times? You were like, do you ever wear a different fucking shirt? Was it Nug Club? thought it was Nut Club. Maybe it was something else.
I can't remember.
It was
now.
like I saw Dan like
Damn
3
it.
times over the course. I was gonna be like, man, I almost, and then I forgot what
I like
shirt
it,
it
but
was.
it's based on this one shirt. Like
Yeah.
this shirt. It's like every time I see it, I couldn't tell you what it is.
We have too many shirts. That's the problem. We have too many shirts. It was either Nut
drunk?
Club or maybe it was
What's that?
Dogs
drunk?
Hate grapes. I don't remember.
Must
But
be.
there was
Another
a
one.
shirt where I saw Dan like 3 times over the course of like a couple of months, and every time I had that shirt on.
The thing is, I'm one of those people that can't remember a name but can remember a face. As
Yeah.
soon as I see it, I'd be like, "You're wearing the shirt again."
Yeah, I swear to God, I ran into Dan. He's like, again.
Yeah.
Do you own anything different?
Yeah.
I got new shirts. I was running on some like year-old.
What was your order? Did you ever explain
Okay,
your
so
order?
here's what happens, right?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
They always want you to wear the shirts and stuff, and then I have to like go through and like pick all the shirts I want.
Through the website.
Yeah, but it'd been so long and we released so much stuff. I just said, give me the store in Medium.
Give me the store in Medium.
Yeah, because
And they did.
honestly, I pretty much only wear Rooster Teeth merch.
Yeah.
Even at the weekend sometimes.
Oh, me
I'll be
too.
honest.
I have a couple of Zelda shirts.
I just picked up about 3 or 4 Spyro shirts.
You only wear one
I
shirt.
have a Zelda shirt.
But I absolutely
I got one.
refuse to do laundry correctly. Like I don't separate the
Oh, I don't do that
colours.
shit.
Yeah, me
I
neither.
wash
Fuck
everything
that, I don't
really
care.
hot.
It's not only that, right? I
That
do a wash
pisses
every
me
like
off.
couple weeks, right? He does a wash 4 times a year.
Quarterly. Quarterly laundry.
Yeah. And he has.
I do laundry
That's wild.
every weekend.
That's
and
a
my
waste of
shirts look
time.
like shit because I'm a fucking
That's not a waste of time. I do laundry once a week.
Waste
at
of
least.
water. Oh my God.
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
You're saving the earth.
So anyway,
If I could-
well, you say that, but
Well,
he's
if I
also
could just be
causing all
like-
this cotton production of 150
That's
shirts,
well, that's-
5 boxes
gonna
of
wear
stuff.
it.
That's
to his
creative
house.
job.
Collect
Don't worry
based
about
on
it.
my
Great
previous
job.
record, I'm gonna wear some of these shirts for the next 6 to 7 years.
Right.
I think it's a good value.
Why do
It was
you do
actually,
shirts?
it was funny because I didn't know you ordered the store. And I walked into the office one day and there was 3 huge fucking boxes sitting on your chair.
Yeah.
And you get shit all the time. It's usually like something slow-mo related, or you get like giant boxes. It'll be like a big ass camera or a lens or something. There's always weird shit
Someone's
showing
like,
up at your
love
desk.
slow-mo, guys.
Yeah, it's
This
always
is camera.
weird shit. But I walk in, I'm like, oh, you got some shit? And I think you were there, and you mentioned like, oh, Gavin ordered every shirt from the store. And I was like, they didn't give him every shirt. And I look at the box, and on the front of the box, like, it lists the shirts inside it. And I'm like, there's like 50 shirts in that box.
Yeah.
This is probably every shirt. And then there's 2 more on top of it.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like,
Some of my
what a
old
prick,
stuff, like
I think is what I said.
My old, my original Team Nice Dynamite is like the logo's ripped off just because I've probably worn it 200 times.
He was opening all the
do
shirts
you
at
wanna wash
once
your
in the
shirt?
box, right? So he was
Been
opening
through
the
4
box,
years.
pulling the shirts out, and there's a pile of plastic about
Right,
this big,
every
and a pile
shirt's
of
in a-
shirts about this big. After he'd like dumped all the plastic
And
out.
they all went straight in the washing machine because they smell.
Stink.
For their quarterly wash.
Well,
Yeah.
that's like their
I'll
first.
see them again
Yeah.
in July.
They get an
That's like
initial
when you
wash,
rinse the
and then
baby
before-
off after they come out. You know
Industrial
what I mean?
Yeah.
It's got the factory goo on
If
it.
you can
Well, that's the
eliminate
thing.
the amount of time you spend doing something, I think it's good. Like if you have 90 pairs of
This is
boxers,
the issue I have with you. We're going back to it.
What?
All right, go
All right.
ahead. No, explain your side of it. What happened? But
So
the-
if I
the
have
time and
90
everything.
pairs of boxes,
Yeah.
I can pretty much fill the drawer with them, right? Just take one every day.
You
And
say
then
90 pair of
yeah,
Okay.
and then once every 3 months, chuck them all in the washing machine, pull them all back out. I'm done.
Wait,
and I've
okay.
only
No,
spent
okay,
in
hang
3
on,
months.
hang
I've
on,
only
hang on.
spent 1 load of laundry.
Hang on.
Okay,
Wait.
go ahead.
You have 90 pairs of boxers. How
No,
big is the fucking drawer?
He doesn't have
Well,
90
okay,
pairs of
in this scenario.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
How-
I don't
how
have
big is
90
your-
pairs of boxes?
Do you have 90 pairs? You actually have 90.
I have about 150 pairs of boxes.
You actually
Okay,
own
that's even worse.
150 pairs of
I've got
You
like
have that-
20.
I have actually.
Yeah,
I have.
exactly. I got like
Okay,
20
and
I
also,
I have
rotate.
12 pairs that are always in my luggage.
I also need to ask,
my go
where's
bag.
this fucking 4th circle of hell where your dirty boxers are sitting for 3 months waiting
Yeah.
to get
You
washed?
have like this
all
giant
over.
hamper?
They're just in a hamper.
What hamper?
It's a hamper.
You have a
All
dump
over.
truck? What do you mean a hamper for 3 months?
In the
In
closet.
a hamper.
You have a
Right,
shitty.
right.
But it's like,
closet would
let
smell
me-
like
let me-
shit after
I
a
think-
few
I
weeks.
don't
I
have
mean,
enough room.
if I shit myself, I'd probably wash those then and there.
I don't have
We don't know, Gavin. We don't know. Maybe you
could
wait
go,
3
Might
months.
as well throw these ones
Like,
out because
oh.
I got 970 other
that
pairs
would
waiting
be
around in
the-
the drawer
the mentality.
/ hamper
Guess I'll have
basket.
to get to this shit in 3 months.
Hang on.
And honestly, I thought it would smell bad, like when you get to like
yeah,
the bottom.
it will.
And it's fine.
Okay.
Maybe you've just
Lucky
got nose
you.
blind. Like you just
Maybe
like.
I just Febreze.
I don't know. I mean,
You would
Look
think
at that
you would
nose.
think
Oh,
you would
it's
catch
smell.
it from the
Yeah.
next street.
you could get a sniff. That's weird.
You moved it separately.
You're like
That's so
flexing
weird.
your nostrils.
Well, it's
Like
just
it
like I
individually
think the
flat.
general confusion that's coming from this side of the table is that through a normal like week, just my clothes assembled, with socks, pants, shirt, I fill a laundry basket
Exactly.
in a matter of days.
Correct. Yeah.
So they're saying in months, how have you not filled the laundry basket?
Oh, you
How
only
big
have
is
one
it?
laundry basket.
Right. Well, do you have like the underwear laundry, the t-shirt laundry,
Yeah.
the pants
Oh, you
laundry?
only
Are
have
you
one
I got a
really?
system. I got a system.
You just said you don't
45
separate
laundry
anything. You
baskets.
throw it all in together, but you separate the dirty laundry.
No, I just throw it all in. When that's full, I throw it all in the next one.
But I don't have enough room.
Look,
to
if I
store.
can eliminate
How many
doing-
hampers you got? How many hampers you
He's
got?
got a hamper
I got
house.
3.
You have 3
And
hampers.
like a travel one that
Well,
transports.
the
Shut
big is
the
a
fuck
basket.
up.
The basket. You have the basket,
It's
or
a
just
great
the hamper?
system. I don't know why everyone does it. Can you imagine doing laundry every day?
Right.
No, it's stupid. Waste of
Gavin's
time.
got a way out.
Sometimes you have to.
No,
Gavin,
no,
because
no,
I
no.
have 45 hampers just sitting around so I can
It's
throw my
true.
shit in
Most
there.
people don't have the laundry room
got a
means
floor.
the room where you do the laundry, not where the laundry sits for 3 months.
No, it doesn't sit in the
Not,
laundry.
I don't have a laundry depot. I have like
I just took it. I
take
just
a
took it in
hamper and I
the.
clean it.
We'll throw it in the barrel. I'll wheel it out to the warehouse, and I'll throw it in with last month's socks.
The
I don't
whole
even-
system
I don't
cost
even
me
have that,
about
you know.
$50 just to some shitty little.
I feel like it's just the system that you're not mentioning is the space.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I was going
Most
to
people
say.
can't
have a
house
walk-in
a
closet
room of
that
just
I
dirty
can't do.
laundry.
Look, I can't have 150 boxes in the first place, let
Me
alone know where
neither,
to
right
store
there.
them when they need washing in their huge dump truck. Second of all, I actually do my washing in the kitchen, like most people in the UK do.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a bloody room full of washing
I'm making the
machines.
most of America.
An
They've got,
entire room.
they've got a laundry room.
Gavin
laundry room's
Free,
fine. There's nothing wrong
making the
with that.
most of America.
Making the most of
Use
it.
what you got.
Well, why do you want to come to this country, sir? So I can do laundry once every 3
So the laundry's not under the kitchen cabinet.
Still, Gavin,
Fucking funny.
I didn't get to the problem I had with that. You have 150 pairs of boxers. You're
I didn't count them. It's over 100.
All right, but you fold them
Not a
from the drawer,
maniac,
right?
Matt.
Yeah.
He's like,
Okay,
1, 2,
the folding
100
process
there.
would be at least an hour to me.
Oh, I dump
Fuck
it all
that.
out.
Waste
and I
of
watch
time.
a show.
You throw them in there. That's
Do
why you
my
only have
folding.
20.
He
Shut
backs it up. He has them drop
And
it
then,
down.
and then I make
They
little
get
stacks,
prepackaged
right?
at the
Wait,
facility.
wait.
So when they're fresh out of the dryer, I feel like this probably isn't true, but I feel like you can squash them more. So you like fold them out, and then you just like compress the pile, make another pile until you've got a load of them. You stack them all into one, like they're like this, and then you sideways
So many boxers.
into the drawer, and then
Got it.
I see it again in next
okay,
quarter.
There has to be some time where you fuck that up and you're squish and shove in, where you drop them all on the
But
floor.
what if?
I gotta
Yeah,
ask
and that's
because I
a
know
waste
that
of
we're
your
on opposite
life.
ends of the spectrum here. How many pairs of jeans do you have that you wear regularly? You think?
150.
I've got
That's
another
the
thought.
box.
I
I've
don't
got
wear
another thought.
jeans a lot. I prefer to go through shorts.
He's got shorts.
Like, I've got
Okay, well,
short-
how
I've
many
got short-
shorts? How many different shorts do you got?
15 maybe.
15 short.
I mean,
Dude,
I got like
wear
3 of the
I wear
same
jeans
ones.
every day of my life.
Yeah.
You know how many pairs of jeans I have that I like to wear?
1,
3.
2.
2.
I have
I've got-
2 pairs of jeans.
and that's-
it.
and
I
I'll
wear them
say,
for like 2 days.
I understand that.
And then
I get
wear
that.
the other one
In
for
the
2
last-
days. Wash them.
In the last like 2 years, I went nuts. I've got like 8 now.
Really?
Yes.
Dude,
That's that I like. Like I like them all. I like them all. It's glorious.
An issue with his thing is, what if he has some stuff in his wash, right, and a single red sock gets into his quarterly wash, right, ruins everything.
Yeah, I mean,
he wouldn't
doesn't
care.
I mean,
Yeah.
if everything goes a bit.
Like
He would just
150
he'd
oh, I
buy
could buy
another
another
store
150
after.
boxes.
No, he
That
wouldn't
wouldn't
buy
stop me from
anything.
washing-
He wouldn't
from
give a
wearing
shit.
it.
Yeah, he
I'd
wouldn't-
wear
just
them
wouldn't
probably
care.
for another 5 years.
I'm gonna have a controlled burn in Gavin's hamper room.
I was worried about it being like a biohazard and maybe like attracting.
Biohazard?
Yeah, because I mean,
Time to
you
do the
know,
laundry.
What are you gonna do?
It's like knob rot and that. No, it's fine though. It's really
Just
fine.
hedgehogs living in there. Like, what is that about? That's ridiculous.
I wish I could live the way you do.
You can.
just-
Make a lot of money.
It's not.
I can't.
Like I said,
That's not a thing I can do.
Yeah.
You allocate some space. It's like, well, I'm going to use this space.
I
for
mean,
laundry.
you
I would
need the
have to
space
go.
first.
I would have
allocate
to.
it.
I have to tear
Well, I mean, you
down
could just have it
the
in the
wall
bedroom.
between my apartment and my neighbor's apartment and be like, "Hey, I'm allocating space. I've got like enough room for 45 hampers, right? This is good. You guys okay with this? Cool. I will
Okay.
not talk to you."
Look, I found a thing in my life that makes me miserable. Doing laundry.
What's miserable at? You put,
Hey,
it,
hey, hey,
you put it in the thing, you
hate
push
you.
a button, that's it.
No, you got
Dan is my favorite human being out there.
Correct.
100 years ago, that's like,
I think
God,
There's
look at
busy
this.
weeks
Ooh,
where it's
ooh.
like, oh, I can't even get round to it. Now it's there again.
I think,
can't get round
I
to
think
it.
the disconnect here.
You do what?
is-
What do you do every day?
Well,
Sake.
now you're
You have time
slacking
for
Dan.
laundry.
Gavin,
What
all
are you doing? Do some laundry.
Gavin, it's literally like a 2-minute process. You throw it in the washer, hit the button, or maybe put some soap in there. I don't
It's a
do
machine.
It's a
Sometimes
a
Matt
machine.
doesn't. He just spits in it.
And then you fucking go play a video game. You listen for it to stop spinning, and then you walk back over, put it in the dryer. Play
Once you
more video
right,
games.
but you do that
Listen,
52 times a year.
listen.
I do it 4. It's great.
His
I'd
washing
probably do it way more
machine
than
tells
52
him when the
times,
washing's
but-
done. So when he's out, he's like, "Oh look, the washing's done." 4 times a year.
You have a smart washing
She's
machine.
got a smart washing machine for 4 times
Jeremy,
a year.
just get one. I think
Why do they sell them?
The disconnect here is while this works great for Gavin, and he's like, I like it. I don't follow the. There's nothing stopping you, Matt. Just buy 180 pairs of boxers and hampers.
Well, it's really
and-
just.
Okay, I'll just do that.
It's
Fuck
really.
it.
I'm not buying
That's
them
my
in bulk.
entire
I
bedroom's
just,
gonna be just fucking
I'm
underwear.
just not throwing anything away.
So they got like the ones with like holes in
God.
from like 5 years.
Some
ago.
are a bit holy.
Yeah.
It's when the hole's in the back and I put them on and
break the can.
my
It's fine.
heel goes through the hole.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
when I throw them away.
That's when you throw
Jeremy's
them
gonna
away.
fight.
When your foot
That's-
goes in the
Jeremy
wrong hole.
hates Gavin's
That's fair.
guts.
What's the
Do you have a
reason?
smart fridge?
You know he does.
Actually,
No, listen. I got a smart fridge-ish, right? It has a camera on it. It can look in the fridge. He got the one with the huge screen on the front with the cameras in that you can order food on, watch TV on, go on the internet
I
on.
like living in the
leave
future. I like
messages
technology.
on.
I also had to rebuy a bunch of shit recently, and I thought I'm gonna get nice
I'm
stuff.
gonna buy that fridge when I get a fridge.
That's
Yeah?
fair.
I haven't gotten
I
a new fridge. I've been in
understand
my house
that.
3 years and I still haven't
But-
replaced the fridge. So I'm getting that.
But do you
fridge.
need to replace the fridge then?
No, when I need to, I'm going to buy
Fridges
that
last
fridge.
for ages though.
They do.
Yeah,
They
no,
do.
but they lasted from the last
you'd
people
have
who
to
lived
be
in my
like,
house.
And Michael,
Oh, what
Michael,
a
you have like the
shame.
luxury. You have like a garage. You could, if you want to, have a garage fridge.
It's
And
true.
then
That's
you-
generally a freezer, Matt.
Well,
Crazy
you could-
person,
you
but
can-
yes.
Yeah, you can.
I'll get a freezer for the garage, but
Yeah.
yes.
Well,
I could.
yeah.
If I did get a new fridge, I would take that old one and put it in the garage and save it. It still
Exactly.
works, and then you get like extra slop. Can get
Well,
thrown
it's,
in
it's
there.
cold
That's
in,
like
the-
your old
in-
food.
in England. It's cold, so I had a fridge in the garage and it broke because it was too cold for the fridge.
Nice.
Like it was actually warmer in the fridge than it was
needed to
outside.
put the fridge
so it's
in
like,
a blanket.
What am I doing? What am I doing? Yeah, you actually have to have the fridge at a warmer temperature than outside.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I miss having the world fridge in New Jersey most of the year. It's like, oh, the fridge is full. Fucking throw it outside overnight.
Oh, yeah, the
And it's
world
fucking
fridge.
freezing outside,
Yes.
and then
Wait.
you just
Love
take
that.
it in inside.
What are you on about?
If I had like we had dinner, it was like a big pot, or like say we had like Thanksgiving or whatever, and there's like
Oh,
a million
Thanksgiving's a
fucking
big
food,
one
and
for
you
it.
can't fit all the food in, all that's taken up. You just wrap it all up
Yeah.
and you just fucking leave it outside, like in the
Nature's
backyard,
fridge.
and then it's like
Outside.
fucking 30 degrees out. It's fine.
Or like if you have beer, you can put it outside
Mm-hmm.
and it like chills outside. It's nice.
You gotta get it in the morning though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't work during the day.
No, it doesn't.
That's a great
Go,
way
go,
to.
out, go out back and grab some turkey. It's just on the deck. Go get it.
That's a great way to have a lot of sodas explode inside of your car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cold? Yeah, that'll
That'll
do
happen.
it. That'll do it, Matt.
Yep.
Just don't carry sodas around in
You're
your
talking to
car.
Matt
Look,
bag.
Dan. Sometimes when you go shopping and it's late at night, the sodas are the heaviest thing. You've
Oh, I
taken
feel you
all
there.
the other things inside.
So it's
and
a
you're like,
laziness issue.
oh, everything.
And
I
it
do is a
bites you in the ass
laziness
when it
issue.
explodes,
Yeah,
and then you have to clean
exactly.
it up later.
Well, someone has to clean it up, not me. But someone I pay to clean it up will clean it up.
Oh, and okay, so someone you pay to do it, but you're complaining about him doing only 4 washes
Yeah,
a
but
year.
that's a little bit different because that's only 4 washes a year. This is like one time in my life that I've been like, I can't clean this. I'm not smart enough. You do it.
I can't clean it. Well, that sounds like Gavin in the office. Well, I didn't know where to start.
Some stuff you got to assess it. You got to
Well-
just suck it in, and then you get to work. But sometimes a mess is
The
just
asse-
like, oh,
your assessment is
man.
suck it in, assess it, and then just go back to doing whatever
And
you
then
were
go,
doing.
nothing can be done.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna do it after the video, but you came in mid-recording, and then you just got to work.
That's why we
It's a
hit
likely
record on the
story.
Must have been it.
Yeah.
I mean, I needed the time. I needed a whole Trivial Pursuit Let's Play to take in the mess that we did.
It was a thing.
You can see actually if you go back and watch that video before I got there, Gavin's playing the game and half of his brain power is missing. Because it's dedicated to how am I going to clean up that mess on the floor. Oof.
You gonna read a thing?
I'll read a thing. Hey, this episode of Off Topic is brought to you by Movement. Spring is right around the corner and Movement's dropping all new sunglasses to get you ready for warmer weather. Hey, Jeremy, I see you rocking them right there. I would have worn them, but I can't wear them and read because I'm blind. But the runaway glasses are awesome. I like the look and can't wait to wear them out and around awesome. This is actually what are those? Those are Savage. Those are literally called Savage. I ordered, I got a pair. I didn't get them yet. Gus was gracious enough to lend me his Savage Deal With It glasses, which I honestly think are amazing. When I saw Gus take them out of the case, I was like, oh my God, those are Deal With It glasses. That's awesome. But like in a normal human like fashion. I'm not a fan of the ones with the slits in them, I'll be honest. Those are just
Yeah.
confusing to me.
Yeah. Same.
Slitty.
Yeah, it's a bit slitty. Big Gab slitty.
Mine are on the way. I
The
hope
guys
I'm
at
gonna
Movement don't just make great watches, they also make awesome sunglasses and just released a ton of new styles. I've got all these cheap pairs of sunglasses that look terrible, but every time I buy a $200 pair, I feel like I get ripped off. Our friends over at Movement felt the same way, so they decided to make quality, trendy sunglasses at a fair price. They have tons of styles to choose from for him and for her. Get 15% off today with free shipping and free returns by going to mvmt.com/offtopic. You know Movement for how they've revolutionized the watch industry. Now it's time to go check out their sunglasses. Go to mvmt.com/offtopic. Join the movement. And don't burn your eyes from harmful UV light in the sun. Don't look directly at it. Do you think they'll take that line at the end? It was
good tagline.
It was a little convoluted, but it was educational.
Exactly. It's
And I
informative.
feel like it's going to protect people's eyes.
You telling them not to look into it.
Yeah, well, that was what I did was at the end of every ad
Before
read.
everyone's like,
No,
"Oh,
I know.
God."
That's what.
Ah.
Yes, that's what I want the sponsor to think. Because at the end of every ad read, I come up with my own slogan, and then they can use it if they want. Maybe I'll get a royalty. I don't
They're
know.
waiting to
It's
run,
never
like,
happened before.
Genius,
It's
yes,
never happened
got it.
in
Don't
like
look
2.5
at the sun.
years
Don't
of
look
off
at the sun.
topic.
Ooh.
But one day it might. One day they'll be like, I'll get a phone call, and then I'm out of this place. I'm gone. They're like, we're buying your line. See ya. I'm getting royalties, and then I'll leave.
Did Ryan leave forever?
Yes, he's gone.
Probably.
Is that a real story?
Dan, someone at some point looked up at the sun. That's how that was learned, right?
What? That you
That-
need
yeah,
sunglasses?
no, that you need to not
shouldn't
look
do
at the
it?
fucking sun. Yeah.
I mean, but
Yeah, but-
like, you don't not look
No,
at the
no,
sun
no,
because
no
someone
one-
tells you.
no
Your
one
body
informs
goes,
you.
ah!
But
No
that's
one
it.
informs
No
you.
one informs you now.
No,
But,
no one
like,
informs you ever. You don't like. You're like a 5-year-old or something. Your mum doesn't go, "Don't look at the sun." Oh, it's too late. He's already done it.
But that's the thing.
You just go,
No one informs
Right.
you
You don't.
now.
You don't
but
need someone to tell
No, I
you.
was
that.
told at school not to look at the sun.
Yeah, but well, that makes sense for you.
Yeah,
I'm talking about like prehistoric people. They were
but
like,
they also knew. They weren't
No,
like
no,
all
no,
going
no, no,
blind.
no.
because they were looking at the sun, just no one told them not
That's
to.
what I mean. Someone had to
That's
do it
not
first, and then they're
true.
like,
But the thing
oh,
is,
blind Willie,
Matt,
he
it
looked at the
hurts to
sun
look
back when he
at,
was
though.
five.
No, yeah.
No one stood there going, ah!
Yeah.
Ah!
When you're learning,
ah!
you do though.
Yeah, all the people that did died out. That's why.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why we know now.
Like-
but the people that they did do it at one point. Someone did it to learn that.
No. Maybe the
Why?
people without nerves in their eyes somehow did it.
They're just like, I don't
They're
understand
like,
it. They're
"Ah,
just
I
like,
guess this is an evolutionary mess up.
Hey, did you guys-
I
did you
guess-
guys
I've been
smell
eating-
that?
Ah, boom. Yeah. Do you guys smell that?
ah, it's getting smoky. Ah.
Has it ever
damn.
fixed anyone's eyes?
The sun?
I'm sure.
Like
What?
LASIK
It
is,
gave
like,
us all life.
burning
Sure it
eyes,
did.
right?
You go to the doctor, you get your eyes checked, and you're like, I'll be back in a week.
Yeah, it's a
And
really
you
cheap
just
laser
try-
surgery. They just go, look at the
just
sun
like
for
you go-
5
you just
seconds.
go,
There you
"Huh!"
go. You're good.
Well, they say, yeah, if your eyes aren't great from glasses, you just take a magnifying glass. Just look at the sun.
They do say that.
No, it'll
should
fix you. It'll fix
probably
you
try
right
that.
up. Yeah,
Yeah.
gotta do it.
How's you guys doing the slow mo?
Not today.
Well, I just
we were
mean in
filming it.
general.
Kind of wet and
It's
shitty out.
a bit
Yeah.
dark out.
Actually,
cloudy.
hot.
I woke up and the forecast said light rain and thunder, no lightning. And the
Yeah.
picture was a cloud with rain, lightning, and snow. I've never seen that in my life.
If it snows
Apart from
today, you're prepared though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I suppose
Dude,
that's true.
it still gets me when I'll be like, oh yeah, Texas, where we started. It was like drizzling on and off today, just like a tiny bit. And then right as the podcast was starting, right around noon, it started raining. And then I went to the bathroom at like 1 o'clock. And again, my brain is there's still occasional things. I've lived here almost 7 years, but there's still occasional things my brain is just hardwired of like, this is happening, so now this is gonna happen. Because where I grew up, you know, and it's still there are occasional times I'm like, rain. It's gonna be cold for a while. There's gonna be puddles. My brain still does that. Puddles don't exist here. They don't.
Yeah.
It rains and then it evaporates in like
It's
a
gotta
one
rain
minute.
a lot,
It's gone.
and then you still only see the puddle.
Or
for, like,
you
20
think
minutes.
it's gonna rain and then it's gonna freeze and then there's gonna be ice.
That's
you could
wrong.
think that.
Yeah,
never
never.
gonna happen.
I went to the bathroom earlier. I walked out immediately. It was like, oh, it was fucking hot as hell.
Yeah.
Everything was like damp.
The puddles that were there are now in your face. because
Right.
They've evaporated.
Right. I was like, oh, it was
Yeah.
hot, muggy as fuck, because
Yeah.
now it's like hot and wet out. And just like the wood, you know, over like near the bathroom, like the wood steps, they're just like it rained here at some point. Like if like again in New Jersey, it would be, oh man, it rained here fucking 2 days ago. And this is what it looks like. In Austin, it's like, oh, that was 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean that's why we're not filming. Is because it's all steamy out. All
It's
the
ve- it's
lenses
very-
get wet.
It messes
Well,
up slow motion. Everything
I'm
speeds
sure,
up.
Everything is
sure
really
where you're
fast.
from, you can tell the season by how long a puddle lasts.
Sure.
Like in the winter, if a puddle's there and it's
quarterly
cold,
puddle.
right, it will last a few days.
Oh, there's a
right?
puddle out there.
But
Must be
then if
laundry
it's summer,
time.
Is
it'll only
that how
last a day.
you decide to
Yeah.
wash something? You're like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's
the puddle's
also
gone. I can do
you
it
can
now.
also tell by like the actual weather. New Jersey's like a good like weather place.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
spring.
you have all 4
You
seasons.
got all 4 of them. They're all
Yeah.
very distinct. There's like fucking trees everywhere, so the trees are always like, "Hey, I'm green. Oh, I'm really fucking green. Ooh, I'm getting kind of brown. I'm dead." It all happens.
Right,
In like
you
a
can see
year
the whole
span.
thing, yeah.
Every couple months, you know, it's
I
like,
get that.
wow, it's spring out. Oh, it's summer. Texas, it's like fucking hot. And then England's like
But it can be
rain.
like 25 degrees, centigrade, whatever that is in Fahrenheit.
God
I don't know.
knows. I don't know.
Like, I don't know, like
Yeah.
85. And then the next day it can be like 32, sort of thing. In the winter, it can be like really hot and then really cold.
Yeah, we did have a day the
So
other day.
odd.
It seemed really
It was
cold,
like 3
really
degrees.
cold.
3 degrees.
When we
the
got
other
back
day,
from
wasn't
Korea.
it? Yeah, it was like
Where, here?
Yeah, it was like less.
Oh
than
yeah,
40.
here 100%. Yeah, that
And
shit
then
doesn't
it
happen
was-
on the East Coast.
Yeah.
No way.
That would be a freak of. That would never happen to be 80 in the winter. Never.
No
Ever.
way.
It's like that's it. It's over. The Earth's about to blow up.
Back in
if it's
Massachusetts,
80
we have like
in the
a
winter.
couple weeks of fall and spring. The rest is summer and winter. It is awful. You know, it's like terrible, terrible cold, snow everywhere. They're still getting snowstorms in Massachusetts right now,
Yeah,
like
they are.
giant ones. And then you get a couple weeks like, this is really nice. And then the next day you're like, I'm not going fucking outside. It's hot as fuck. I hate this.
Somebody in the chat said, "I'm in California. Our weather is flood or fire." I'll give you a
Well,
third
at
one:
least-
flood, fire, and traffic. Those are
Yeah.
your 3 elements.
At least one cancels out the
Earthquake?
other. You just have to
I think
hope you
earthquake
have
probably
the right
too.
order.
Earthquake.
But
was-
like, I don't know, LA's got earthquakes, or I should say California.
Yeah.
But I don't know how many of them are like, fuck.
yeah.
Like they got tons of
They
like,
get-
that was an earthquake.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I never
like-
lived anywhere where that's a thing. I've never experienced an earthquake.
Never
I've
experienced one before. Ah.
never been like, oh no, my shit. God, my amiibos.
Oh, off the shelf.
That's like
Annoying as fuck.
in the progression of me posting pictures of those, and I'll have a new one soon. 'cause
People
I got
are concerned.
I got some
many do
memes
you
coming
have?
in the mail. I have every single one except for 7 now.
Have you
which
seen
is
the
like,
shelves?
Which is like 150 or so or something.
Wow.
And it's like the 2 biggest comments are like, fucking Iris is gonna rip them down. It's like, well, she can't because they're up on the wall. It's impossible. Like I have to stand on a ladder to get to
Are
the
they
top
fragile?
ones. No, not really.
Yeah.
And 2, the number, the probably the main comment is, what if there's an earthquake? And I'm like, well, I live in Texas.
Oh, I guess I have to pick up 150 amiibos.
Well, not
now.
only that,
Right.
but I'm like, if it's actually a bad enough earthquake to knock my amiibos off the wall, not really my main concern. I'm gonna go, oh God, my amiibos! And I'm gonna fucking get in my car and I'm gonna floor it,
Just running
running
upstairs.
Whoa,
Shove
Iris.
Iris out the way.
There's gonna be like there's gonna be cracks in the ground.
yeah.
There'll be like jumping
Exactly.
things.
You're driving the ground behind you, just
Yeah, yeah,
erupting
yeah.
behind
Yeah.
you. You gotta get him. Gotta get him.
Really, it wasn't that. I'm not that concerned about it. If anything, the biggest concern would be like, oh man, if they all came down, they would fucking destroy my monitor.
I've
about
only been
it.
in an earthquake
150
one time.
amiibos.
I've only felt an earthquake one time, and it was in Massachusetts, and it was so incredibly tiny, and that like a lot of people didn't even feel it. Like, you know, I happened to feel it because I was laying in bed, like I had my laptop in bed, and I was like, you know, on the internet and stuff like that, and because I was still, I felt like kind of myself shake a little bit and everything shake around me, and I literally like got up, went downstairs to my dad, and he was like, hey, what's up? And I was like, did something happen? I just, like looked at him, and then I went online. Everyone's like, there was an earthquake. I was like, I only felt it because I was laying like perfectly
That's-
still.
I've
Yeah,
been in
I've
one.
never
I've been in one earthquake that was a 7-point
Airquake?
earthquake. Yeah, that'd be something. One earthquake was
Oh, we exactly. We have to
It was
switch turbulence to airquake now.
7.2 on the Richter scale.
That's up there.
It's
Yeah,
up
that's
there.
pretty good.
I was in Greece, first time ever, and I was on like the 5th floor of a hotel, and the door went like the top part of the door in the corridor. It was like the whole corridor. The top part of the room was off, and the bottom part was like slightly to the left of the top part, and it was like everything was shifting like this, and the whole place was like a snake, the whole thing. And I was just like, holy crap, holy crap, holy crap. Went downstairs. The guy who was downstairs, like the reception, was like had a magazine, and I was like, "What? You all right? What's going on?" He was like, "Happens all the time." It doesn't at all. It's 7.2.
Ride it out, bitch.
Yeah,
Come on, go back to your
It was
room.
literally like,
He's just sitting in a D-box chair.
yeah.
Like, don't even turn it on.
Cancelling it out.
One person died in the earthquake because they were running out of their house to escape it. They tripped over, fell, hit their head, and died. One
sucks.
person.
That's not death by earthquake.
Yeah,
That
that's just like I
sucks.
tripped.
Well, they were.
that's
the
the
reason they were
earthquake.
running
That's
out was because of the
earthquake chased you.
It was
to
like that guy got shot to death. Actually, he heard a gunshot and then ran and fell down a storm drain. But you know,
I would say that's a gun-related death.
I would say the shot
Mark is
killed
gun-related.
Yeah.
I had the same thing where there was an earthquake in South Carolina where I was just like, I was home alone. The house kind of shook a little bit. I was like,
yeah, you hear that noise. It's like,
Yeah,
like
it's
you hear the house beat like.
Do you ever go
And
on one
I'd
of
be on
those?
Twitter and be like,
Yeah.
yeah, something happened.
Do you ever go on
Gargoyle
those? You know those like fun house things at the fun fair maybe where the floor moves and
We
you're
don't
like,
say that word.
whoa.
Sure. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It literally felt like
spinny
that,
floor.
but it was the whole. It felt like the whole world was doing it.
because it was.
Because it was. But it's just like, I was like, how is this happening? And it took me at least a couple of seconds. I was like, holy crap, it's an earthquake.
Damn. Yeah, I don't
I've been
need to
in
be
some
in one.
marbles. I've
I'm
seen the
good.
windows go like. I'm like, what's happening to the window?
And then they all shatter in his face.
Then the windows shatter, a bunch of birds flying, and you go. And then,
I actually
and then
was-
it's the mummy trailer.
It wasn't an earthquake. I think one of my posters fell on me off the wall once because of that explosion in Hemel Hempstead. Do you remember it?
There was an explosion.
Yeah, like some sort of. It was like 40. Wait, how far is Hemel Hempstead from Tame?
It's like 30 miles.
Yeah,
maybe.
far away. And apparently, like, blew out windows in Hemel Hempstead, and everyone was like, "Oh god!" But the shockwave just went through Tame,
Oh, God.
and I had just a really poorly put up poster, and it just went. And fell. And I heard the bang. I was like,
They should interview you on
think
the
my
news.
tripod
But
fell
Gavin
too.
Free poster fell down.
He came outside like, I'm real shook up. I'm real shook up.
I
Yeah.
remember after that happened, I kind of like thought, oh, maybe that might be a thing that happens more often. I looked around my room and I was like, oh, there's a sword hanging right there. There's another sword hanging right there. Oh, it's a Hylian shield. I sleep right here.
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. Would it be a bit like? Would you be a bit too panicky if you didn't have stuff hanging above you when you slept? Is that unreasonable to not hang things above you that
Well,
could kill you in an earthquake? If
At
they fell down?
at that time, I didn't have a lot of room, so I
No
was
room
just
for
like-
washing.
No,
anything
I
like
did
that?
no nothing. I was but a young lad.
He didn't
so
have
I-
his
yeah.
Had to do
washing
it-
room in his hamper room.
You have to do it every week.
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
What a
okay.
peasant.
Yeah. Interesting.
Sometimes even twice a week. It's,
Oh,
it's
damn.
ridiculous.
Wow.
Do you have a closet?
Yes.
Wardrobe thing, or do you have a walk-in closet?
I have an RV outside called the Hamper Camper. That's where I keep all my dirty
Hamper
clothes
camper.
until it's washing season.
Nice.
See, we have a.
You made that up.
We have
That's
one of the
not true.
walk-ins, right?
I have walk-ins.
And Meg has 1,000 clothes, and I have Rooster Teeth merch that takes up,
I have- so I have a-
25% of the place. So the other 75.
I have a
use it
dresser.
for
I have a
laundry.
bureau.
It's a
where
3 foot
all- I
high
keep
pile
all
of
my
t-shirts,
clothes,
basically.
right?
Yeah.
The closet is full of things that I'll never wear, like my suits and button-down
Useful.
shirts and stuff like that. Useful for when someone dies. Other than that, they'll stay there.
So one
You're
suit for a
correct.
funeral. What else is in the non-using closet?
Probably some jackets.
See, I got my
like
thick
thick
old jackets, sweatshirt. If I lose all my
jackets you can't
sweatshirts,
wear
which
here,
happens,
sweatshirts.
I go, all right, well, time to go find an old jacket
Some-
from in there.
Yeah, I got
So
a
we
couple
got,
dress
I
shirts.
got those. There's a lot of cats' clothes in there. There's like like a Wolverine costume.
I thought you meant like. Clothes. I thought you meant clothes for cats. For
I
a
thought
second
about
there.
it. I wonder if Dan.
Oh, it's a lot
But
of.
no, it's his wife.
There's funeral clothes for cats.
we have no clothes for cats in there. But yeah, no,
That's
that's
the
about
other
it.
room.
See, I just don't like space that I don't use. Like an upstairs bathroom cabinet in my house had nothing in it.
Right.
And I was livid. I hated it.
Live it.
Every
was
day.
like,
Wake
that's
up.
not
I was like,
living.
So
That's
he
not
put a
living thing.
keep talking type trap in there where
No.
if you open up the cabinet, the door
I
uses
just thought
it to
I
solve
have
it.
to use the space, so I put 400 toilet papers in it.
Well, I have room in
and
my
now I
house.
don't have to do
Right.
that
See,
every.
that's a cool
Literally
Gavin.
for 15 toilet papers. That's it. I can buy one of those packs. No more room for any. He buys like 500, so he doesn't have to go shopping for them for years, and just puts them in his bathroom cabinets. Just has bathroom cabinets full of toilet roll, right?
Yeah.
Just
If your house lights on fire, it's gonna be like
Well, it'd take a
you
while.
throw
to
a
burn
match and a
through
bunch
that.
of wood chips. You have 500 rolls of toilet paper.
It's Texas. The house is made of wood. It's
Yeah, that's a good
flammable
point.
anyway.
That's a
Oh
good
no,
point.
the bog roll.
But now you
Yeah.
filled it with kindling.
Yeah, but then it
The
would
whole
take more
house is
time to
kindling.
burn through that to get to the rest of the house. He's just creating a diversion for the fire.
it's true.
I agree
I
with
just-
you. If I
your
had the room,
mentality-
Wait, say it. Say it. Say what you have to say. You feel.
You. Like I understand that it's
This is
a
real talk
different
here now. This is
mentality.
real
Very
talk.
real.
This is
I
real
will-
talk.
I will say,
As life goes on,
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
you sort of refine the bits that you do all the time. It's like I hate doing that. Let me make that easy. I like doing that. I'm happy to do that.
Hates
We all
buying bog
like
roll.
different things.
Yeah, but he
I
said to
hate
me-
buying bog roll. I was just like, if I can
It's
store a load of
absolute-
it, don't have to go shopping.
He
for
said
it.
to me
right,
2
you're right.
days ago, I hate eating.
I do.
I hate
It is an
eating. Oh, it's
inconvenience.
such an inconvenience. I hate eating.
I hate the
He
time it
sucks.
takes to eat.
He sucks. that's not like a bog roll. I can get that. No one likes that. Food's good. You suck.
No, I mean,
That's-
I'm happy to eat for 5 to 6 minutes, and then I want to be doing something else.
So what do you don't? You must
If you
not
could
cook your
inject,
own meals.
if
at
you
home.
can inject food, would
I
you?
don't.
If
I
you
cook
just,
a lot
like,
of pasta
put-
because it's quick.
and have it
Yes.
in you, like you would.
Yeah,
if you
I
could just have a
would-
drip
6
of
minutes,
you
just
I would
yourself
do.
up,
I would
you're like,
do that.
I'm done.
Like, I would want something I could taste.
But you
Just
don't
to-
ever
just to
have the
have
option
that.
again of eating
okay,
again.
well-
You'll
You
never sit
can
next
never
to him.
eat again, but you have to be like.
I'll
you have to,
always
like,
be
It
there.
has to be
It
that.
have to be intravenous like nutrition instead of
Yeah,
instead
when you put it that way, I don't think
Gav,
I
I'll tell you
I
what.
do want to eat.
Honestly,
Yeah,
if
you
you
got some-
hate
yeah.
food,
But this would be super.
I could get you on my
He's-
juice
uh,
diet.
Michael's
doing
on his
right-
juice
I'm cutting
diet.
out
There's
food.
no cleanup.
You're on a juice
You
diet?
throw it away.
Yeah, started today. I'm not eating
think-
until
I
Do you
think the
Tuesday.
hate-
poo? Like
I'm gonna probably. It's gonna.
I think the hatred of eating comes from an Italian upbringing where it's
Italians
like
love
you
eating.
eat very
They
late
love it.
and you eat for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
like
That's
a
just-
meal.
Eating is an
I'll
event.
give you
If a
that,
meal is like
that,
a
like, the
3 to
time.
4 hour event, you'll
no
have a
wonder the
break and then
economy's gone downhill. It's just like that's all they do is eat and have siestas and stuff.
Yeah,
So,
but
so you
I-
hate it because of that?
Well, I
Because
just
you didn't
remember
like it
being.
as a kid.
I remember
Don't
being a
obviously try.
7-year-old.
Saying that he's a bad Italian.
I
is
remember
what he's
being a
saying.
7-year-old. My Super Nintendo's upstairs, and I'm sat at the table for like 4 hours while all the adults are having a great time. I'm just like,
I'm Irish. I don't hate being
That's true.
drunk.
I give you that. Like the time to eat
that'll
is
do
the
it.
worst part, but the taste is good. If you can absolutely get some type of thing where you can eat and play, maybe another set of arms, you could probably afford it. But just do that. that would be perfect.
Just there's gonna be something. I'm gonna talk to Gavin in 2 months, and he's gonna be like, "Why? I only brush my teeth every 3 months because I found this acid that I keep them in. It keeps them nice and clean." And it's just I know it's gonna happen.
I wipe my
Prepare
ass
for it.
once a month,
Right.
Yeah.
and I just pull off a pellet.
Right.
Encrusted.
He's like, I keep
feces.
I keep an ass cover on there, and all I do is every couple of weeks
I replace my
replace
anal
the ass
cord.
cover.
That would be disgusting.
If you could just be a floating brain, would you?
Oh, what are you on about?
Dan,
might as
no,
well
I'm with
be.
Dan.
You
Gavin's
might
like,
as well
I
be.
see Gavin's just like, oh, just my body. It just slows me
God.
down.
I've got to eat and wash stuff.
I got all this blood.
I want to be like playing something or
could-
making something.
No.
I don't want to sit around.
If
I
you could,
don't.
if you could just attach
what you're doing
things
right
to a
now.
brain
This
that's
is
floating.
content. I'm making
Oh,
something.
okay.
What?
If you could just attach things like electrodes to a brain and like, I'm going to play GTA now. Or
You're
something.
confusing like heightened efficiency with mental
So what
scientist
physical things do you enjoy?
He's
What
real
physical
efficient.
like things with
not
your arms do
Tighten
you like doing?
efficiency.
What
He's
things
too
with my
dumb to
arms?
What
understand.
things with your arms and legs do you like doing?
Drinking.
Walking about.
Walking about. That's what he comes up with, right?
Walking
What he
about.
likes to do with his arms
Nothing
and legs
sounds to me like a more
is
waste
walk
of time
about.
than
Walking
walking
about.
somewhere.
Just walking about.
It's an absolute waste of time.
I'm not going to do washing. I'm going to walk about.
Okay,
I'm
so
just
I
going to
feel
walk
like
about.
I'm also gonna say I like making stuff, I like playing stuff. Rest is good. It's nice to take
Don't
like
need
an
arms
hour
or legs
long.
for that. You can just have a brain. throw it
Nice
in
to
there.
take an hour long out, just
Just a
walk
brain.
around.
Okay.
But doing laundry isn't a rest. Doing laundry is a mindless chore, and I'm not like being creative, think about things. I'm just doing laundry.
Being creative.
You can
Hey,
think.
okay.
If I'm
You
walking
can think
around-
while you're doing laundry.
No, I can't. My shit's in laundry.
possible.
I hate it.
That's
I'm
so
thinking about
possible.
what I'm doing.
Jeremy, you put the clothes in, you hit start, and then you watch that.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard
That's
of
why
You
I
have to
hold it.
think
Have
about
you
it.
ever heard of the
every time,
shower
like,
principle?
You said, what do you do while you fold? You said you what? Watch stuff?
have to watch stuff, yeah.
You watch stuff. Your brain is doing something else while you're folding clothes.
know,
You're
yeah.
watching something. You're taking it in.
Yeah.
Why can't you just think? Why can't you just sit there and think while you're doing it?
You've never heard of the shower principle?
What's
where
this?
if you're doing something mindless and just tedious that you have no real need for your brain,
Yeah.
Just
that's
switch
where
it off.
your like subconscious hits your best ideas.
Yeah, but you
Because-
don't do that doing washing though, because washing is so short. It takes so little time.
But that's the thing.
That's
he
English
could
for laundry.
absolutely still be thinking in that time. He's just using this as an excuse.
The biggest thing I think of right here too is Gavin's defense of efficiency. It's all about being efficient.
It's not really efficiency in like being productive. It's just you know what you like. You know what makes you bored and antsy and like agitated, and you know what you can relax doing. You just do all those things.
See,
you don't do the antsy shit.
I'll agree with you on that aspect, but what you just said doesn't
Yeah,
apply to
there was
any
an
other
attempt.
human being. So when you're like, I can't believe you don't do this, because it's all based on what you like and
I'm
what
saying
you don't like.
all the stuff I'm doing only applies to me.
Well,
But
that's
if you
not.
find-
You kept telling everyone else buy 180 pairs.
No, I didn't.
Get the
No,
best.
I didn't say that. I
Yeah,
said I'm
did.
doing that.
No.
I'm saying,
No, you
why
were
are
big
you
on it.
okay with doing laundry every week and you're all okay with it? That's fine. I can't do it. I hate it. Jeremy, I hate it.
It was
I
like-
hate laundry as much as you hate me.
I don't think you do.
I think you must,
I don't
you must really hate laundry.
Yeah.
Like,
Gavin, I get like buying a billion rolls of toilet paper. If I had the room for it, I'd do that too, because there's nothing worse than running out of toilet paper.
that's true.
But like,
But these
I
days,
just
with
don't
the
agree
Amazon
with
thing, you can just like order it and it gives it to you every like couple of weeks or whatever. So you can essentially
Dan-
never have to.
now
order
you're-
it or buy
I
it.
thought you were gonna go a whole other way, where with the Amazon thing, I could be sitting on the toilet, realize I'm out of toilet paper, and be like, all right, I'm just here for another hour while Amazon gets to my door.
Well, it takes him an hour to poo anyway, so
I do have long poos.
Why do you have such long poos?
I like to get round 2 out.
it's a waste of time.
Wait. What's up? Say that again?
Well, okay, so every time you sit down,
Yeah.
for me anyway,
Okay.
talking about myself, I'm not applying my poos to everyone else.
Right, it's just
clear.
your poo.
I do poos.
Yeah.
I do poos.
And then I can just wipe there, or I can sit for 5 minutes, and then more will come out.
All right.
Yeah, I don't need to. I don't need to
Hang on,
interject
whoa,
here.
whoa,
I've
whoa.
already had this discussion.
We're on TV out there right now.
Oh,
We're in the kitchen.
Oh,
just gonna
people
watch
listening to
this.
this.
There's like 5 people in the kitchen.
I'm just going to listen
Wait,
to this because
wait, wait.
I've had this conversation with him
Jeremy's face.
so many times.
We need a Jeremy
Go,
cam.
just go.
Wait. Okay, here.
Go.
Hang on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start this by
We're
saying.
on the road to another long episode, by the way. We're gonna.
I'm so sorry.
Last week's was the longest
It is.
episode ever.
That made no
It's
sense
great.
to me.
Rebecca said this is the Gavin Intervention podcast. Yeah,
I'm
intervene
gonna-
away.
Michael,
I'm
I'm
gonna
throw
start
it-
this
all right, well, let Matt
by
go.
saying that
Let's not
like
talk over each other.
I do that too. I'll have a poo and then I'll be like, yeah, let's do the second poo too, because that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I want to go back to you have 5 minutes to sit there and poo. But you don't have 5 minutes to fucking
Yes.
put your laundry in.
A poo is enjoyable. I enjoy a poo.
That's getting rid of waste.
I need to
That's
hit
not
something.
pleasure
I
time
need to
for
hit
you.
something.
That's shit.
He's right there.
Why is there?
Crush that.
Why? This is to you too. Why is there a second poo? When you, if I go poo,
That's your
if
issue.
I go,
Wait, about me.
That's your issue, not the fact that he can't be bothered to do washing or eat. But
No.
he's like, I'll poo for 20 minutes.
no, it bothers me that he sits there and goes, second poo's coming. If you go
bothers
take,
you.
Michael, you gotta be with me on this. You go take a shit, right? You're done. You've taken the shit.
How long does it take you?
You flush. I don't know, however long it takes shit to be in my body, now it's out.
2 minutes
Yes.
tops.
Right, exactly. Do that.
Well, that's not-
You clean up,
It's
you done,
true.
you leave the
2
bathroom.
minutes.
How long is it gonna be before your body says you need to shit again?
A day.
Who knows?
It could be forever. It could be
No,
hours.
it won't be
could
a day because I live in Austin and like
Oh,
the
yeah,
things I
no.
eat.
If I-
It'll be later.
If I
Yeah.
went home and sat on my toilet and took a shit, and I said to myself, now I'm gonna sit here for 5 minutes because then that second shit's coming. That makes no sense. The shit's out of me.
Yeah.
There's no shit.
Too often have I gotten off the toilet and then it's like 5 minutes later I'm like,
Do you think you
you
shit
know what, I
every
kinda think I need
piece
to
of
go back.
poo?
Yeah, but at least you have
You know,
5 minutes
one
to do
go.
something else.
You empty
but
your
like-
entire
Oh, you have to
intestines?
wipe twice.
well,
oh
I
well.
generally I'll be on
Alright.
the phone. You know, I'll squat and surf.
Jeremy,
but, you know.
Squat and
I
surf.
hate to tell you this. I absolutely will shit twice if I sit there. Here's the thing. Here's
Michael.
the thing.
Yeah, but you live in Austin though.
That's what it is.
Michael.
Here's the thing. Here's
So
the thing.
it'll
If I think I gotta take a shit, here's how my strategy works. I go in the morning, I go in the bathroom, I take a shit, I'm done. I leave, wash my hands, I'm out of there. If I got shit to do on my phone and it's a phone shit, occasionally if I'm there for like 10 more minutes, some extra like remnant turds might come out. But I most of the time wouldn't classify it. I've never taken a shit, not having like bowel problems, and been like, oh, that's one, but I know there's more in there. It's usually like, I'm done, and now I'm gonna play on my phone, and from prolonged exposure of the bowl and my anus position, there might be something that would squeak out,
yeah,
but
just
it's
no.
usually not like, no, I'm just saying, it's usually not like, oh, and then the real shit comes out. It's just like the little Grogans that were hanging out on the inside make their way out.
Then let the
The other
Krogans
way
eventually
up.
lead the charge a couple hours
see-
later. They
see-
don't need to be
See,
flushed
you're not
out.
wrong. You're also not wrong about that. That's just
Come
the
on,
next
man.
shit. That's just
Right. The fucking recruits in the
Uh-huh.
back are
Yup.
eventually going to become the
Yup.
generals up
He's-
front.
he's right.
You don't need to flush it all
He's
out
right,
one go.
because in one go it's like at
Yeah,
the
but
end.
like-
but if you give them time, they go up the ranks, and then they're at the front next
Right.
time.
But if I know they're
you're
there
right, I
at
agree
any
with
point-
that.
Why are you
if
giving
I-
Grogans a personality?
if I know they're there at any point during the day, that's just ruined the day. Like, I don't want to go take a shit.
What does that
just
mean?
randomly for that?
Do you know what you need? The thing,
Probably a doctor.
We were just.
I mean, usually I just shit when I need to go. Is how I work.
If you need to poo, go take a shit.
Poo, yeah.
That's like my mentality here. I don't need to make a thing of like, I need to go take a shit. Let me go take the shit. But also while I'm here, I'm gonna be on my phone for the next 5 minutes so I can get the secondary shit so I don't have to take that shit later on when
Well,
I
if
need
you're
to
already
take
taking the time to take the shit,
I
then
wouldn't plan it that far. It's usually like I'm on the first shit. Let me check Twitter, and then sometimes I get stuck down a rabbit hole.
I have a
but it's
reason
never
for it.
based on the shit.
Do you know,
Okay.
go on.
what's your
I need, yeah.
So I'm from England.
we go.
I'm used to not pooing that much, right?
Okay.
I don't have Texas
Fair enough.
food.
You
It's
don't have
very
Texas
infrequent,
food.
right?
Okay.
I'd say one
It's
every 2
brutal
days.
here.
One every couple of days.
Yeah, I was the same way.
One every 2 days.
Yeah.
I'm trying to minimize wipes. My anus is an English anus. It can't take
You see, this
3 shits in
this
one
is,
day.
This is
You're
what
gonna
I
fall
miss.
I
off.
want to get
You're
it
not
all
careful.
out, and I want to get a good wipe in, a good clean wipe, get it all out, and not bleed from the anus because I've wiped too much.
We were just in.
Got a
that-
weak anus.
We were just.
Does that
really
happen
can't
to you?
argue
That's
that.
what we get. He doesn't even.
That's
He doesn't even
that's
wash
like a
it properly.
hemorrhoid.
He says he just
Look,
karate
look.
chops it in the shower.
Sorry, did I miss that? Was I out there when you said that?
No, it was a different time.
Oh, okay.
So we were just in Korea, and the thing I missed the most about Korea or being there is the hotel had one of those toilets that washes your butt.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you know the things that
Bidet
come out
type,
and
yeah.
yeah.
unbelievable. I
Yeah.
want one.
Yeah.
Out of all the smart
want-
things
yeah,
in the
I
house,
mean, it's-
Don't
unbelievable.
get one, Jeremy will
wipes.
hate you.
Makes
I wouldn't
sense.
mind.
Toilet.
I wouldn't mind sitting on the
You
warm
want- if you
toilet,
wanna have a clean ass-
having 2 poos.
Go for it. I mean, I'll wash my ass in the shower.
Yeah.
I don't like bidets personally.
Yeah,
I
I
know
mean,
everyone's
you know-
like, oh, bidets. I don't want water or anything up my ass, including water. And
It's not just
too,
up there. It's like blasted.
It's
up
too
there.
much of an absolute bullseye on that fucking brown star. I don't need it.
You can just move your ass around. You can like adjust. I
don't
So
need-
it's not
then
hitting.
I don't need to be doing the fucking
You're
cha-cha
saying-
slide on the toilet. Get my ass clean.
Yeah, I actually am. I'm like, it's a bit too much in that. There we go. I'll just move it slightly and adjust the stream.
You
know?
can actually adjust where it aims.
Every time.
Well, yeah, but the
I want a
damn machine
joystick.
had about 50 buttons on.
If it did, it was
One had
really
like
confusing.
a child on that meant that it would like went and like pissed the fucking
Every-
water into the wall.
Why does the child on?
It was
Not
the
worth
picture of a kid with a cap on, and you push it, and it would go and absolutely annihilate the wall in front of you. I panicked, right? There's a phone next to the toilet in case this happens to you, I swear to God. There's no instructions for it. There's about 50 buttons. There's about
Press the kid button.
You push, there's like concierge, order in and toilet button. You're like,
Wipe my ass.
Yeah, having issues with the toilet. Yeah, of course you are. Sweet, yeah, you push the kid button
course
twice
you
and then you push the fan button 3 times and it stops it. Ridiculous.
Every single episode, we leave this podcast and I go, are we done with poop? Is it possible? Are we done with anus? And the answer is always a resounding no.
But the
It's
thing is,
such
you
a
keep
relatable
inviting people
topic,
on,
though.
like, that don't
No, it's-
know that every week you talk about poo.
I know.
I'm coming on
No, but
talking
it's
about
fine.
poo.
It's just what I'm finding is if there's one recurring topic in off topic, it's poo and anuses, and that just anuses must be like a human connection thing. It's the only possible explanation.
Right.
And so many people would come
Connect
in and
it.
out.
You connect
our,
it.
that's our
and
like
just
Avatar
anuses,
strands. It's just butthole.
Just last week, we went into great detail about how James Buckley shit in a box at Sugar Pine.
Right,
He
in the
retold
donut
that
box.
in
Yeah.
the
Oh,
donut
yeah.
box, and
Yeah.
it was a way more extended version than he told at Spring Break. And it's just like, man, that was a heavy shit one. Got to be a couple episodes till we talk about
Look,
like anuses
people
and shit
are
again.
from-
Bam, next week.
You should
People
have said,
from all
stop you
walks
there.
of
I don't want to stop
there.
you though.
We talked about poo
it's
last
fascinating.
week,
It's
okay?
a
We
good
need to talk
topic.
about something else
I just
now.
feel like the audience might be like, "Oh man, poop again," but you should really be like, the audience
they're
should
like,
really be like,
nah.
"There's no limit. It just keeps
Look,
going."
the audience poops. Every single one
That's
of
what
you
I'm saying.
poops.
Poop's like Minecraft. It just keeps giving more content. It's like, oh, I think we're done with poop. DLC. Buckley's shit in a box. Let's tell that story. It's just like new shit just keeps coming up. Literally.
There's no other way to look at it.
I just hope we never have to get to a day where we gotta grab
there's no
shit
poo.
and make shit happen.
Yeah.
Literally.
What do you mean?
Like I'll be like, man, it's been 20 episodes since we talked about poop. I gotta go to have some poop adventure so I can talk about it. Like I'll have to go seeking it.
So you'll just be on
know
a
what I mean?
plane and you'll be like, I need a poop story.
Yeah, you just.
Yeah, why not?
I just went
No,
on a plane.
that's not good enough.
in my
like
seat.
the problem, the struggle is finding a
you hear
good
about that
natural
plane?
poop story. Like how do I make that happen without saying this is a story? You know what I mean? I got to be like, all right, fuck it. On Wednesdays and Monday, I just take laxatives, and then whatever happens, happens. And then later in the day, I'll be like,
We don't
I
need to,
shit
right?
I mean, you know
myself.
what's going to happen. Like, it's
You know?
not like a
I didn't
whatever
know.
happens.
Yeah, but who knows when and where? What'll I be doing? I don't know. At least that'll be legit. But anyway, we don't have that problem yet. The poop's still flowing.
The poop's still
It's
flowing.
overflowing.
Poop's flowing.
It just won't. It just. Well, I'm punching it. It just won't go down the drain.
Matt, what time do we have to do that thing after this?
Punch
I have
poo
no
down the
idea.
drain.
I did once. Yeah.
Did you?
Yes,
idea.
You've already told the
not
story
3:30,
Many
is it?
times.
many times.
It's been
Yeah.
animated.
Did you? I'll show you the video.
I can
after.
ask
Oh,
kid.
Hey,
is it
if-
video?
It's animated. It's not.
I got a
real.
question.
okay.
If we stopped this
Oh, yeah.
podcast right now, would you two want to join us for a Let's Play?
Do we have time for that?
Yeah, why not?
Isn't the party now?
Do you guys want to?
Oh, when's
but I mean, you could do that. Or
What's
you
the
could-
Let's Play?
Or you could come play GoldenEye with us.
Oh, hell yeah.
GoldenEye.
Yeah.
It's a real Let's Play. We'll have time.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
short.
short one.
It's
You wanna
okay.
come play
I'm back
GoldenEye
on.
with us?
Ryan, you want to play
I think the
GoldenEye?
calendar said 3:45 is the next thing.
Yeah, that's plenty of time.
All right. Well, we're gonna go play GoldenEye. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
There's your fill of poop.
Yep.
Were you just back there the whole time?
Force the step. We got plenty of
I
time.
was sitting over on the RT podcast set. It's the first time I ever sat over
Oh,
there.
nice.
Oh, you
Ryan,
should
Ryan.
love
Have you
it.
never been on the podcast?
Ryan, when you
I've been on
poo,
once.
when you poo, how many times?
One.
Just one round.
I mean,
Do you sit for 5 minutes and wait for the extra poo?
Sometimes I sit for an hour. Who knows?
See, but the thing is, are you waiting for poo?
All right,
or you
Ryan's
just-
also an
you just
enigma of a
doing
human
something?
being.
It was whichever- you don't ask Ryan or Lindsay anything for
Right.
validation. Okay, that's the two wrong people.
Waiting for poo. I love that movie.
Yeah,
I've got
like I
another
said,
Dude, I pooped till I'm done. That's the. What do you,
if I'm hanging out, and
Brilliant,
more poop
brilliant.
comes out, it does what it does.
Great.
You know,
Yeah.
but I'm never
There
looking
you
for
go.
it. Everyone was looking that way, so I thought someone was here.
done. That's it. I poop till I'm done.
I mean, well, there you go.
You stop
Yeah.
early?
Thanks,
That seems like
thanks
you're doing
for
it wrong.
watching.
That's
We'll see you next week.
Sure.
Make sure check out Theater Mode Live. It's next Thursday. Jack told you about it earlier. I'm not gonna repeat like the link and stuff.